question. So the idea is not to suppress it. When you find your alignment, at that time you can tell the person what is your need. When see, all human needs are universal. Whether it is you, me, any other person, everybody's human needs are universal. We all have a need for love. We all have a need for attention or being taken care of, or a sense of belonging, right? We all have a need for acceptance. We all have a need for being recognized for what you are. So all human needs are universal. So one thing that common is between your need and my need is same. Need for love, right? So this is a common need. So once you are aligned, and once they are relaxed, and when they see you relaxed and calm, you are helping them to relax and calm. And then you can understand, then you can ask them, what is your need? So what is important is to understand the language of need and communicate from that language, right? So you understand their need and express your need. If you are upset, so rather than showing the tantrum, you can say, when you do this, I feel upset. So you have told what do you feel? I feel upset. And it would be nice, and this is my need, this is my expectation, or this is what is my need. And it will be nice if you can do it in certain way, right? So you expressing your need without suppressing your own need, and without disregarding the need of others. When the other one feels that they needed, you are addressing their need. And you can also start by appreciation. You are amazing and everybody likes to be appreciated. The moment you say you are appreciated, you appreciate with, say there may be one negative trait, but there may be 3 good traits. You start with appreciation, and then when you say, but this thing, this when you do, it makes me feel upset. And I'll appreciate if you can do this way. Because this is my need from you. And if there's your need, let me know. I would be happy to address that also. So then, when you appreciate, the door opens. When you start criticizing, there's a wall of resistance. But when you appreciate, the door opens. And then person is receptive of your need. So when you express your need, they also express their need. And that is where even relationship becomes meaningful. Right? Yeah.
पहले तो श्रेयांश जी आपका बहुत आभार, धन्यवाद। आज सुबह की और दोपहर की जो सेशन मेडिटेशन विशेष थे, तो अनुभव आपने कराया कि पूरा ब्रह्मांड और हम पूरा एक रस हैं, एक हैं, कोई अंतर ही नहीं है। तो बहुत सुंदर ढंग से उस एकत्व को अनुभव किया, वो सेंस ली, उसके लिए बहुत आभारी आपके।
आई एम जेलस ऑफ यू।
और साथ में इसके लिए बहुत धन्यवाद कि आप बहुत सौम्य हैं, बहुत सरल हैं, बहुत सहजता से प्यार से करते
मैं रिकॉर्ड करता हूँ, मैं मेरी वाइफ को सुनाऊंगा। केशव प्लीज रिकॉर्ड,
है ना?
हाँ ठीक है, लाइव रिकॉर्डिंग चल रही है, ठीक है।
मतलब
थोड़ा कंटिन्यू
हाँ, कि आपकी जो शैली है, मेडिटेशन में तो फोकस्ड उसी पे थे, लेकिन जब आप समझा रहे हैं, सरलता से, बहुत सहजता से बता रहे हैं, तो आपके उस बताते बताते भी भाव वो बनता है जो मेडिटेशन में जाके बनता है। तो वो भी बहुत प्यारा मुझे विशेष रूप से लगा, संभवतः सभी को लग रहा होगा जी। मेरा एक निवेदन प्रार्थना है आपसे जी, 2-3 शब्द मैं अपने लिए स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं कि कहीं वो मिसअंडरस्टूड वे में कहीं ना निकल जाए मेरे भीतर। एक शब्द आ रहा है लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन।
Right.
तो लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन में द वर्ड लॉ, जो लॉ है, जो फॉर्मूला है, तो प्रार्थना की एक तो उस एग्जैक्ट लॉ, एग्जैक्ट फॉर्मूले को सहजता से जिस तरह से आप बताते हैं, एक तो पुनः उसको बताएंगे, प्लस 3 शब्द और बार बार यूज में आ रहे हैं, एनर्जी, फ्रीक्वेंसी, वाइब्रेशन, और आपका जो भाव जितना समझा कि वो वाइब्रेशन, जो वाइब्रेशन हम अपने किसी भी कारण से, ड्यू टू एनी रीजन, जो भी बाहर फ्लो हो रहा है उसी को हम अट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं, जो मैं समझा। लेकिन मैं चाहता हूँ एक बार थोड़ा सा और अपनी शैली से इसको और स्पष्ट करेंगे तो संभवतः अधिक लाभ ले लेंगे हम। जी, थैंक यू।
ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट, थैंक यू। हाँ, लवली हिंदी, नाइस। सो जो लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन is a simple law where we all been told think positive, think positive, think positive, positive socho, positive hoga. But there's something that we miss. Not only do you have to think positive, what if you're thinking positive but you're feeling negative? What you're thinking abundance but you're feeling lack? So law of attraction will respond to your emotions. What you think, your thoughts are electric. Your thoughts carries an electric charge, but your feelings carries a magnetic charge. Your feelings carries a magnetic charge. So how you think and how you feel, you broadcast an electromagnetic signature into the quantum field, and that's how you draw the event into your life, right? So only thinking is not going to help. What is important is to combine to have the corresponding elevated emotions. If you want abundance in your life, just by thinking abundance, it will not come. You have to feel abundance. You have to feel abundance. You don't have to wait. You don't wait for the abundance to come in your life to feel it. You don't wait for a good vacation with your family to feel happy, right? You don't wait for a good relationship to feel content or feel fulfilled, right? You don't wait for something to happen. You feel it as if it's already there. You see it as if it's already there, and you feel it as if ho gaya. Then how would you feel? And you feel it. Now, the universe which has been watching your vibration, when you feel it, that's how you change your vibration. And the universe which is watching your vibration do not know that the vibration that you are offering to the universe or that you are generating is because of your imagination or because it is actually happening in your current life. All the universe is your vibration. And say, okay, so be it, tathastu, let me match it, right? So universe is an extremely humble servant, is an extremely diligent and extremely expert manager, right? So with your right vibration, you are delegating to a great manager, right? So our job is not to manifest something physically. It is not our job. It is not our job to physically manifest. It is our job to emotionally manifest. So, as I told you, thoughts are electric and feelings are magnetic. And the research shows that not only feelings are magnetic, your heart, your feelings, your heart compared to your brain. Thoughts are the language of the brain, feelings are the language of the body, right? Our body feels. Something happens, you can't help but feel. So feelings are the language of the body. And with meditation, you transform your emotions. With emotions, you transform your vibration. With vibration, the thoughts are produced through your vibration. What is thought? Thought is the energy. Thought is energy, frequency and vibration. What is emotion? Energy, frequency and vibration. Energy is emotion. Energy in motion. But do you know that our feelings, our heart, which comes from a heart, our heart is 100 times more electric than the brain. This is science. This is measured. 100 times more electric than the brain and 5,000 times more magnetic than the brain. 5,000 times more magnetic than the brain. So it is the feelings which is important. And the whole journey is about transforming your emotions. Right? So you don't have to wait for the abundance to come into your life to feel abundant. The technique is, or the mastery is to feel it even before it has happened. See, the normal belief is, oh, if I see it, then I believe it. Right? Seeing is believing. We say it, right? Jo dikhta hai, wohi bikhta hai. But if you are a quantum creator, if you understand the quantum science, I say, if you believe it, you will see it. Right? If you believe it, you will see it. What are your beliefs? Our beliefs are your most practiced thoughts. Your beliefs are your most practiced emotions. The thoughts you think over and over again, the feelings you feel over and over again becomes your belief system. So we have to teach our body. We have to learn to teach our body we have to learn to teach our body emotionally how it is going to feel like even before it has manifested. So you have to learn to give the taste of your future. Right? So that's why we use creative visualization, as if it's already happened, and feel it. Right? And that's how you make the law of attraction work for you. It is anyways working, but it's a choice. Either it is working for you, it is working against you. So, by mastery of your thoughts and emotions, you make the law of attraction work for you, rather than working against you. So, that is what law of attraction is. Any questions on it? Yeah.
Law of attraction, right? You
let me go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, so my name is Manas, I'm from Bangalore. When you look at law of attraction, it starts with feelings and then it goes to thoughts. But then a few hours back, we were taught to empty our brain and be present. If we are always thinking about the future, how can we enjoy the present?
Perfect. So very good question. So, that's why first we empty our mind to withdraw from the current situation. See, why do we empty our mind? To think about the future, or what your future is going to feel like. How can I think like that? How can I feel like that if I'm obsessed with my current reality? If there's a bank borrowing, and I'm struggling to even pay my bills, monthly bills, and you tell me, feel abundant, think abundant. Okay, somebody told me positive thinking, I can still direct my thought. But feeling is not in my hand. How do I direct my feeling to that? I can't help but feel negative. I can't help but feel worried or anxiety about how do I pay my child's school's tuition fee. Right? I can't help it. So what do? The first thing is you withdraw from the situation. You empty your mind. That's why we do brain coherence, empty your mind with the help of anapanasati. Then we move to the second step, where you do heart coherence when we do in a breath work. You know how you start with focusing on your heart. So now you change your emotional state. You're in a right emotional state. Now you are ready to go to the third stage of creative visualization. Now that you are cut off from everything in your current situation, now it will become easier for you to visualize what you want and then feel it, to sponsor the right emotions, to sponsor the right, because now with the last two steps, first two steps, you have gotten enough the right momentum. When you are in a right momentum of emotions, if you are in a positive momentum of emotions, then that positive moment will generate another positive emotion, and then another positive emotion, and then another positive emotion. But if you are in a negative emotional cycle, then how do you generate positive from that? It doesn't happen like, oh, ek button dabaya ho gaya, right? So that's why we follow the first two steps. First step is empty your mind, you drop all resistance, you connect to your inner being. Now you are easy. Then you focus on your heart. This is the feeling center. When you focus on your heart, you start transcending your feelings. Now that you feel, now at the third step, you focus on creative visualization. And then you are able to feel it. Right? Then you go to the fourth step, whereas you focus on what you want. How it has to come, it will again surrender. Fourth step is surrender. You leave it to the universe to make it happen for you. Right? And then you go to the fifth, because universe is the best manager. You delegate to the best manager, who knows the job much better than you. Right? If I am running a factory, I understand commerce, I understand commercial, but I am not an engineer. So what do? I hire the engineer who knows much better than me how to run the factory. So universe is the best manager. So you delegate to the manager and let the manager do his job. And then fifth step is gratitude. You are grateful as if it has already happened. It's like you are doing a handshake. When do you say thanks? When you get something. So you are doing the handshake with the universe. Thank you for bringing this into my life. The universe says, oh, you are grateful? So let me bring you more of the things that you are grateful about. Right? So it's a formula. It's a technology. And once you start practicing it, you'll realize that it becomes easier and easier. Initially you'll say, oh, a miracle happened for me. This is what happened. Wow, you'll be super excited. Again, that generates a momentum. That changes your belief system. That makes you feel more empowered. Oh, I created it. But then next time, again it happens. Then something bigger happens. But eventually miracles become a norm. You don't even talk about it anymore. It's a normal. Right? And that's the journey. When miracles becomes normal. And everything is a miracle until it becomes a technology. Everything is a miracle until it becomes a technology. Before we could speak on mobile phones, we thought, as a child, I never could have imagined, एक ट्रंक कॉल करो तो 4 दिन बाद phone connect होगा. Right? You could have never imagined that we could do a video call wirelessly. It was a miracle at that time to even think about it. But now our children don't even think about it. It's a technology now. So same way, it is a technology of manifestation. Once you understand the technology, then it's normal. Right? What was the question? Did I answer you? What was your question?
So my question was, if we are always in the future, how do
So how do you enjoy the present moment, right? So the question is, if you're always in the future, then how do you enjoy the present moment? So the idea is, see, experience always happen in present moment, right? So what am I doing when I'm visualizing the future as if it has already happened and feeling it? Right? But feeling is happening in the present moment. It is, I'm using the I'm using the memory of the future to change my present. I'm using the memory of the future to change my present. And my vibration is changing in the present moment. So what I am making is taking the support of the future to change my vibration in the present moment. Right? Otherwise, what do? We postpone. When this will happen, then when something will happen, then I'll feel good. So rather than postponing to change your vibration in some future moment, you're taking the support of the future now to feel good now, to change your vibration now. So what are you making? You are making your present good. And it need not be a vibration, it need not be the memory of the future. You can change your vibration by even thinking about some good moments about your past. Again, the universe don't care. The vibration you're offering is of some past, some future, some present. All it knows is the vibration. Not only that, the universe do not even care that the vibration you are offering is about you personal, or you are appreciative about somebody else's success. I may not have gotten success in my life, but I see some successful person and I feel inspired by that. And I'm so inspired and awe and joyful about that success. Now that changed my vibration. The universe says, oh, this is your vibration. Let me match it. Right? So that's why what you appreciates in your life. When you appreciate other success, you draw more success in your life. When you envy other success, you are wired for failure. So it is not just personal. I remember that Ambani wedding became very popular. So all between the friend circle, everywhere, that was the talk of the town, Ambani wedding. Everybody has all types of comments. And I feel, isn't it amazing that they are demonstrating India's culture? Why not feel, it's such an amazing instrument to feel good about somebody's abundance and rejoice in that abundance. Feel good about it. So we have a choice. Any situation, we have a choice. What do you want to feel about it? If you rejoice in other abundance, you will draw your abundance. So, for example, when Pati sir told me we have to build a pyramid here, so in my meditation I got the vision, we have to build a mega pyramid. I didn't have money. So what did I do? I started visiting different ashrams, different spiritual centers. What are their best practices? What are they doing good? Now, when I started doing that, and I'm visualizing and I'm imagining, wow, this will be amazing. अगर pyramid valley में ऐसा करेंगे तो, pyramid valley में ये भी कर सकते हैं, वो भी कर सकते हैं. Now, that started doing search on internet. So that started changing my vibration. In my mind, Pyramid Valley was so alive and became so vibrant in my thoughts and emotions. That was the vibration I'm carrying. For me, it was like already there. Right? Now, all of a sudden, my business started doing good. All of a sudden, I was in commodities trading. All of a sudden, the thing which I was trading in, all of a sudden the price shot up. Some weather situation happened, something, and all of a sudden the price shot up. It was not my intelligence. So the universe read my vibration and it gave abundance. And when that kind of windfall abundance comes into your life, then you know it is not your intelligence. It humbles you. You know that you are only the channel which the universe has made you as a channel to use it for this cause. So you feel more responsible, towards your abundance. Because you know this abundance is not mine. I am the custodian, I am a caretaker to channel it for the right direction. Right? So this is how law of attraction works. And we are in the most fortunate time in the history today because of the technology. To change your vibration, you just need to see one good podcast. Do some research. There are so many top masters for whatever subject you are interested in. So much of content is available on YouTube and Insta or whatever, Facebook or on now AI. So much content is freely available. So if we don't be abundant in this lifetime, in this now, in this situation, then when will you be abundant? If we can't attain enlightenment now, then when? This is the most fortunate time. Enlightenment is right here, right now, it's in our hand now. We have all the tools live in my hand. But it's a choice. You can use the technology for your advantage or again for your disadvantage. If you choose to see only, oh, Russia, Ukraine का रोज क्या हो रहा है, Israel और Hamas का क्या हो रहा है, you can choose to do that. And you want to have a minute-to-minute information. अब क्या हुआ? अब क्या सनसनीखेज? क्या सनसनी खबर मिली? और ये कितने मरे? So wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. Wherever energy flows, universe shows. फिर आपकी वाइफ से झगड़ा हो रहा है, आपके बेस्ट फ्रेंड से झगड़ा हो गया, बच्चों से झगड़ा हो गया, ऑफिस में बॉस से झगड़ा हो गया. भाई दिन भर लड़ाई देखोगे तो यूनिवर्स बोलता है ओ वाइब्रेशन इज ऑफ लड़ाई. ओके, यू वांट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, यू वांट वॉर, लेट मी क्रिएट दैट इनटू योर लाइफ. सो इट्स अ चॉइस. Right? So coming to your question, we change our present moment. No, it doesn't matter. And it may not be about that. You can change your vibration through dance, through music. If you're an artist, you can change your vibration to artist, to being art. If you're a great cook, you can change your vibration to cooking. Watching some comedy movie. Again, universe don't care you are happy for a comedy movie or for your meditation. All it says that you are happy, you are really happy. Okay, let me match more that to you. And when that happens, the journey becomes joyful. When you create from that dimension, you feel so whole. Because everything that we wanted is for the emotional payoff. And now you have learned to get the emotional payoff even before you got it. And now you feel so happy, you feel so whole. That's why you don't even care अब वो हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं हुआ तो नहीं हुआ. मेरे को तो खुशी पहले ही मिल गई. So you can choose your present, you can choose your past, you can choose your future to change your present moment. Right? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, good evening. I am Maitri. I have come here from Lucknow with Prathamaji. So, like right now you were talking about where we focus our energy, those are the vibrations then we attract towards ourselves, right? But personally, I work with, sections which are deprived. I work in the development sector and I also am an academic, so for me it is very difficult to not see the suffering in the world, and so how do I manage that? Like, does that mean, so I know that my intention is right, I know that I'm working where I'm working because I feel that's my calling, and I definitely feel very fulfilled when I'm able to help people. But at the same time, I am definitely very much affected by the suffering in the world. So how do I manage that?
Right. So very, very good question. And this is my advice to all the people who are working for a great cause, for deprived or mentally ill people, or women empowerment, or some rape cases, suicide cases. So, and I've seen problem occurring in the life of people who are actually intention is to help them. Now see how the karma works, how the law of attraction works. I don't call it karma because karma, we are conditioned to think in a very action oriented. So her action is good. If you say law of karma, she is doing a good karma. Now if she is emotionally getting affected by it, so what is she doing? She is losing her alignment. She is losing her vibration. The universe says, oh, this is your vibration. Oh, let me bring more that into your life. Now, the universe again do not care that your vibration that you are offering to the universe is out of your pity or compassion. You think it is a compassion, but you are not compassionate towards yourself. And that's why that vibration, the universe says, okay, so be it, let me create more that into your life. So your action is good, but emotion is weak. Right? So, and you think you are doing a service to others, but no good thing. In the long run, short-term gain, but long-term pain. No good will come for them nor for you. And your first obligation is to be true to yourself, to find your own alignment. If somebody has lost their alignment, and they are here, and you are from here, from this level of alignment. Now, because of trying to help them, you feel pity, you feel sad for them, you feel depressed for them. In their pain, you suffer the pain. And then you lose your alignment. And from this level of see it energetically. Don't see it from the action perspective. I honor your action, but see it energetically. From the energy perspective, from the vibration perspective, their vibration was low. And now you lost your vibration. And from that low vibration, you are trying to help somebody with another low vibration. How is it possible? Quantum physics says, no, not possible. You are adding to the problem. One beggar trying to help another beggar. So if you really want to help them, your first challenge is, when you know their problem, your bigger challenge now is to not to lose your alignment. Because you have to help others from your fullness. You have to help others from your fullness. When you help others from your fullness, then you don't lose your alignment. When your cup is overflowing, then there's a joy in sharing. There's a joy in giving. You give not because they need it. You give because that gives you fulfillment. Right? So then you truly help them. Would you like to spend more time with people who are happy and joyful, or to spend time with people who are always sad and victim story and crying and sobbing all the time and that poor me story? Whom would you like to spend time with? So people you are going to help, people you are trying to help, will spend more time with you and feel the help. You will give them more help when you come from the place of alignment. Because when they see you aligned, you will inspire them for their alignment. When they see you, when you are pitying them, when you are trying to listen to their sob story and only trying to pity, oh poor, so sad, so bad has happened to you, you are only feeding their ego. You are letting your energy being stolen from them. Next time they will exaggerate their story because they love to steal energy from you. Because the moment you give them sympathy, they feel they have taken the energy from you. See, there's an energy dynamic going between you and your client or whomever you are trying to help. You are allowing them to steal your energy, and the more you allow them to steal your energy, next time they need little more. And that's why you feel depleted. In spite of your intention to help them, you are doing so much for others but leaving yourself behind. So again, short-term gain, long-term pain. No goodness will come from them and not for you. So if you really want to help them, your first challenge is not to help them. The first challenge is, are you helping them from your aligned state of being, from your state of fullness? And if you are not, then leave it. Stop for a moment. Because anyways you are not going to help them. But when you stay in your alignment, and if they are not able to steal your energy from you, then they will look within. Then they will say, this person, your energy is speaking to them. So then they will say, oh, this person knows how to draw its energy from its own source. Then they will turn to their own source. You will inspire them to turn to their own source. And their own source is their ultimate resource. You are not their resource. You cannot become their ultimate resource. Because you are going to die one day. Then what will happen? Eventually, they have to become their own source has to become the ultimate resource. Because that source, that connection to their consciousness is going to live forever, for lifetimes. That is eternal. So you have to become an instrument to help them turn to their own source. And that can only happen when you stay connected with your source. You can't preach something which you don't practice, what you don't demonstrate. When people saw Buddha aligned, when people saw Jesus aligned, that did not mean they didn't help the people. That did not mean that they did not help others. But from the state of wholeness, from the state of fullness, from the state of alignment. And that is the best way to serve them. So if you really want to give the best gift to them, the best gift is the gift of your own alignment. Then you are helping them. Right? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, Shreans sir, I'm from Pune, Mahesh. First of all, thank you for the morning breathwork session, and after that the connect to source energy. Each session I feel we are going to more advanced retreat, so really heartfelt gratitude for that.
Thank you.
From the breathwork session, I have a question. Since we have these deep buried emotions in ourselves, as you said, those emotions are not giving us any rent. In fact, they are taking rent from us. So we want to get rid of such emotions as early as possible. So, and you also mentioned that about 7 chakras. So should we combine this breathwork meditation with balancing 7 chakra?
Not at all. Not at all.
And how frequently can we do this breathwork meditation?
So, the magic happens when you drop the logic, right? So when you're doing breathwork, do breathwork. Don't combine with too many things, Just that you have one job, focus on your breathing, that's it, right? So don't combine, because universal intelligence knows what to work on. If you don't think of chakra, doesn't mean it is not going to get balanced. Anyways, it will do its job. When you eat food, your body intelligence does its own job. You don't think, oh, this much vitamin, go there. The food pipe, take it there. The intestine, do that. Right? oh, so much minerals, you go that side. The body intelligence is doing its job. The same way, when a cosmic intelligence has its own intelligence, it knows what to work on, where to work on. And it is going to do its job anyways. So you don't need to interfere or involve in it. Right? Second, what was your second question? How many times to do breath work?
How frequently can we do this breath work?
So as I told before, normally I recommend once a week, which is good enough. But if you are going through any physical ailments or issues or chronic disease or deeper emotional issues which you want to work on, then you can do more frequently. Right? And you can even do shorter breath work. We have a gratitude breath work, which is only 9-minute intense breathing. The total duration 30 minutes. So you can do one long and maybe twice in a week shorter breath work. So even that will help you. Right? And the rest of the days for meditation or other meditations. Right? Yeah.
Thank you.
So you said one good thing is when you carry these emotions, what do happen when you release these emotions? You liberate so much of energy. And that energy, when you liberate, now it is available to create your future. You feel more vitally alive because you are more creative. You are more vibrant now. Right? And the longer this emotion stays in your body, the more heavier it becomes, the more painful it becomes. For example, if I give you a 10 kg bag, and if I tell you to walk, say, 100 feet, you'll say, okay, I'll do it easily. But if I tell you to walk 1 kilometer, every step you will feel the same 100 kgs or 10 kgs of bag weight, you will feel it is more heavier and heavier. Right? The bag weight has not changed, but you are feeling it is becoming more heavy. So same way, the longer you keep these emotions in your body, the more heavier it becomes. So the earlier you resolve it, the better it is. Right? The less energy it takes to resolve it, to release it. Yeah. You can take one last question and then I'll go into the class. Yeah.
Hi sir, Hariom Jangra from Gurgaon. So my question is based on your example about, regarding creative visualization. So when I practiced creative visualization, so as you said that you visualize that pyramid valley. So when I do these things, when I do creative visualization for small things, so I believe that things. But when I want to create something big, or like when I want to chase something big, so there is a self-doubt coming inside again and again. So how to remove that thing? Like as you said that we have to feel that frequency and vibration at the present moment. But there is also parallelly there is a doubt also because of some, like, nothing has happened or some failures or something. So how to remove that thing and just go ahead with that dream?
Good question. So how I would like to deal with it is when, say, suppose my financial situation is challenging right now. Now instead of 2 crore loans in my bank account, I want 5 crore bank balance. Right? Now if I visualize 5 crore is my bank account and I'm feeling so relaxed or secured now, the freedom to now whatever I want to do with the money, if I'm feeling that. But again the doubt is coming. How is it possible? You have a 2 crore bank loan and 5 crore bank, you are thinking that there's a bank balance. Because you go back to the 3-dimensional reality, right? Even though you have followed many times the first step, second step, but sometimes still mind takes you to that 3-dimensional reality. Yes. So in that case, don't be specific, be general.
Yes.
You don't need to be specific about, say, 5 crore. I would be general. I will say, my financial situation is improving day by day. It's getting better and better. Now this is easy for me to believe, right?
Okay.
This is easy for me to accept it. And that changes my vibration.
Yes.
Now the universe doesn't know that the gap which you are wanting between 2 crore and 5 crore is the gap of 7 crores, right? Minus 2 crore to you want 5 crore plus 5 crore is 7 crores.
7 crore.
Now we think logically the gap is 7 crores, right? For the universe the gap is not 7 crore. The gap is a vibrational gap. The gap is vibrational. So when 2 crores was there, I was feeling insecure and worried and anxious. And when 5 crore is there, I feel joyful, I feel free, I feel secured, right? So for the universe, the gap is, so what was the emotion? Feeling free, feeling secured, feeling good, feeling relaxed. So even if you don't think of the amount, and you say my financial situation is improving day by day, and it is getting better, and money is flowing into my life, right? Yes. And you feel good about it. Sometimes without being any specific, in that momentum, you are giving a vibration much more positive vibration, even probably of 5 crore.
Okay.
The vibration you offered, even though you didn't think any amount, but because there was no resistance to your thought, and the emotions flew very naturally to it, the vibration you offered was of much higher, much stronger vibration. And the universe say, oh, this is your vibration. Oh, this matches 20 crores. So let me bring 20 crores in your life. See, it's the game is not the amount or the thing. The game is, the gap is not the amount, the gap is vibrational.
Okay.
No matter what you can want, what you can think of, for the universe it is still very small. It is nothing for the universe. Because of our limited identity, we think, oh, it's so big. Because we think that, oh, it can come in certain ways only. But for the universe, there are so many multiple ways to give it to you in a much easier way. Suppose you want a big house. I always give the example. Suppose you want a big house and you think, oh, I need 10 crores. Now, if you are thinking of, oh, 10 crores, then my business has to do like this, or I should get this kind of a job, then 10 crores will come. But what if you visualize that I'm in a good house? I'm enjoying with my wife and my children and my friends, or with my girlfriends. Whatever it is, and I enjoy it. It's so much fun. Now you might have thought of the girlfriend, but the universe says, oh, the vibration is amazing. Now your father-in-law gives you the house. And then in the same house you bring your girlfriend. So the universe knows best way to get it for you. So leave it to the... Why are we trying to do the job which you can delegate to somebody better? Not that you can't do it, but if somebody is better than you, then why not delegate it?
Thank you, sir.
But ego never allows you to delegate. Ego feels, how can you lose your control? You are here to, you should want it and you should want it this way and that way only. Ego, because when you surrender, ego feels threatened. You are shaking its very existence. That's why it becomes challenging. That's why we do first 2 steps. Brain coherence, heart coherence.
Yes, sir.
That's why many manifestations do not work. Techniques is great. A lot of people are teaching manifestation and it is great technique. Close your eyes, think and visualize and feel it. But the feeling will not come only. When I am obsessed with my current environment, how can I switch off and feel the feeling?
Yes, sir. Means practically if I am not able to see that how it is happened. I am not, like, if I am not able to see that it, anyhow it will be possible to me. So it is hard to match that energy, like match that vibration.
Good question. So many times we visualize, we feel good, we get out the meditation. Now we say, अरे यार, एक दिन हो गया, 2 दिन हो गया, 10 दिन हो गया, अभी तक के कुछ हुआ ही नहीं. It's not coming, it's not coming. Now you try more, harder. The harder you try, now you develop resistance because now you have attachment to that. So understand that everything needs a gestation time. Right? You need a gestation time for that to happen. And you have to allow the universe that gestation time. You marry your wife, you made love, and then you say, oh, next day you come back home, and so where's the baby? Yeah? Why is the baby not coming out? एक तमाचा पड़ेगा बीबी से. अरे भाई 9 महीना लगेगा तो लगेगा यार. It needs some gestation time.
Okay, sir.
Right? Now you don't say ना, अरे बच्चा पैदा नहीं हुआ, now forget, I leave you. अब मैं दूसरी बीबी को पकड़ता हूँ, कोई दूसरी शादी करता हूँ. Right? You still love your wife, you still nurture your wife, you rejoice in the expectation of a new baby coming. Right? You all the more take more care of your wife. You know, she should not get stressed about anything. She should be joyful. So right? When the farmer is sowing a seed, he doesn't think, na, abhi seed boya aur kal fruit aa gaya. Remember, fruit is the last thing to come on the tree. But the farmer keeps patient, 10 years, 15 years. Nurture it with the right soil, sunshine, water, fertilizer, and then the fruit comes. So become the farmer of the heart.
Yes, sir.
Right? So this is like that. You don't say, oh, I manifest, I visualize this. You have to believe in law of attraction. You have to believe, and you have to maintain that modified state for a longer time. Right?
Got it.
So, for example, I did great meditation. I felt, oh, great, wow. And the universe is like a humble servant, took my order. Like how you go and order in a restaurant. Universe took my order. Oh, you want this in your life? Amazing, amazing vibration. Okay, let me bring all the cooperative components into the universe to bring it into your life. The universe starts gathering everything. And then I have to catch a flight. I'm going to the airport. I'm stuck in a traffic jam and I'm feeling so resistant. Bloody Mumbai traffic, so bad. And or in Bengaluru, worse than Bombay. By the way, I read some joke. When you buy cars in Bengaluru, you keep it in the immovable asset. Because Bengaluru cars don't move. So now you are going to catch the flight. And now you are stuck in the traffic and you are very resistant. And then somehow you reach the airport and exactly 30 minutes or 1 hour before the counter closes. And you are fighting. Abhi bhi 10 seconds bache hain. And that Indigo staff is just not ready to listen. And you say, bloody Indigo people. And you are fighting and you are shouting. And that was the time when universe brought all the cooperative components together to match your order. And universe comes to deliver you your order. And the universe says, oh my God, sorry, I took the wrong order. The vibration is different. Oh, so cancel this order. Oh, what is the current vibration? Oh, so let me go and match that.
Okay.
Right? Yes. So you have to maintain that modified state throughout. And that is why manifestation is a journey. It is not some destination. It is not about getting what you want. It's about what you become in the process. Because कोशिश करते करते आप ही बदल जाते हो. इसलिए कोई कोशिश खाली नहीं जाती, क्योंकि कोशिश करते करते कोशिश करने वाला ही बदल गया. Right? So the effect is your transformation.
Yes, sir.
मैनिफेस्टेशन तो सिर्फ लड्डू है, हुक है आपको यहाँ लाने का, मछली को फंसाने का. But the ultimate goal is your transformation. And lot of times, again we lose impatience because the universe is working. Suppose I want cake. I want to manifest an awesome, amazing, delicious cake in my life. And I offered that same vibration. So to bring the cake, universe starts gathering all the components. So universe bring you baking soda. You say, oh, not this. I wanted cake. Universe brought you milk. You say, no, not this. Universe brought you creamer. You say, not this. Universe brought you salt. You said, no, not this. So, but the cake all the components are coming together to become a cake, but you don't recognize that you recognize only you want as a perfect cake, only as a whole cake. So you lose the patience. You say, no, not this, not this, not this. But actually, universe is already working for you and bringing all the cooperating components together to make it happen for you. So have some patience.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Thank you.
Plus, I would say, if you are manifesting in your mind, when you surrender, the moment you surrender, you lose the attachment for it. Because you have felt the goodness of it anyways. So create it and drop it. Create it and lose the attachment. Because that is the true surrender. When you say, हुआ तो अच्छा, नहीं हुआ तो अच्छा. It's okay if it happens and it's okay if it doesn't happen. And that is the powerful place to be. Then you lose the attachment. Because attachment will create resistance.
Okay.
Which create expectation. With expectation, now you have a time frame. अरे अभी तक क्या आया नहीं. With expectation, there is a rejection. With rejection, there is a resistance. And with resistance, that is the vibration you are offering now. So universe will bring more of that. So drop the attachment because you trust the universe. Right?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good.
Thank you. Thank you. You have to think of me and touch my feet. Just joking. So, but you can try it, it will work better. No. So see, surrender means you get out of the way. You and I are at absolute best when we get out of the way, when we leave it for the universe to make it happen. Because if you try to direct the way, oh, I want it and I want it this way only, then you are on the way. You become the roadblock on the way. Because you only know one way to make it happen. Because your mind, you're creating from the ego, which is very narrow focused. The universe creates from the state of consciousness. The horizon is so broad. You think only one way. Universe sees 1,000 ways to make it happen. So, and when you trust that law of attraction, when you trust in the power of universe, then obviously you will surrender. But ego, do not trust anybody but myself. So you want to control the situation. And that is when magic stops. Logic does not produce magic. right? All right, so, okay, 2 last, and then we'll go to the next session. Yeah.
Sir, can I sit and ask? Can I sit and ask or what?
Yeah, anything, yeah.
So it's with reference to the law of attraction you're talking, not particularly about your talk. In general, there are too many speakers in the podcast and telecast nowadays talking about law of attraction, that we attract the kind of things we want, you know. So we are attracting everything. So I want to ask certain things. I don't know if my questions are relevant. Anyway, see, I want to ask something from the Ramayana. Rama was sent to exile for 14 years. Did he attract that on himself? Where did he attract it? And Sita in the forest, when she was alone, and Kapat Sannyasi comes in and says, you let me into the line and I am a sannyasi, you must pay respect to me. So she innocently allowed him and then she was carried away. So where is law of attraction here? And again, Draupadi was carried from her inside and dragged to the court, and then Krishna had to intervene for her. So did she attract this kind of nonsense for her? So I want to know, where is law of attraction in all this? Again, coming to modern days, Mother Teresa was slandered most obscene words. Mahatma Gandhi was killed, shot dead. So did they attract all these things? So again and again it seems everywhere that things happened because of some wickedness, some evil somewhere. So was that all they attracted to themselves or something else was going on?
Yes, very good question. अभी राम सीता के लिए तो मरना पड़ेगा जानने के लिए. Now there is one story about Draupadi. Draupadi in her in-between life states. When she was planning her next life, she said, I want a husband who is the world's best husband with 5 these world's best qualities. He should be the husband with 5 these best qualities in the world. Now she took birth. Now when she was to get married, अब दुनिया में ऐसा कोई 5 एक आदमी ऐसा कोई था ही नहीं जिसमें वो 5 बेस्ट क्वालिटीज थी. तो फिर उसको 5 लोग मिल गए जो एक क्वालिटी में बेस्ट है, राइट? And she attracted that into her life. So, what I am trying to tell you is, many times we don't know people's soul plan and we judge it from our limited understanding. We judge it from the current happening. But a lot of times soul plan challenges for their awakening, for their own growth. Jesus was crucified. Was Jesus was a bad person?
I was about to ask that.
Right? No, so sometimes the soul plan this dark night of the soul. Because for them, life, death is immaterial. We think death. Imagine if you are an actor in a movie, when Amitabh is acting in a movie as a villain. And in the villain, he plans कि okay, at the end, मैं तो villain हूँ तो मैं मर जाऊँगा. No, while planning the movie, and he is going to act in that. Does he has no attachment with that role, right? So that's how the soul plan this movie of life in this 3-dimensional reality. There's no, when the soul is planning, there's no attachment to what you see as tragedy can be melody for the soul.
That means, you mean karma is greater than law of attraction. That's what you mean.
Karma and law of attraction is same.
No, you're saying if things are negative already, you can change your mindset and attract positive things. That means, is it going against karma?
It is not going against karma.
No, you said they have brought it by their soul level, you know, whatever Sita, Ram and Draupadi, everybody has brought it.
Good.
Then is it karma or a law of attraction then?
So I'll tell you. So as a soul, we plan a blueprint, right? You have chosen to born in a certain family, to certain parents, right? Who has a certain, say, financial status or certain religion, whatever it is. So that was from your karma, but you had a free will in between lifestyle, in between life states, and you chose that family. Now your family was like my parents were short. My mother is also here, and my father was also short. They didn't have a big height. So now, being short is my destiny, right? I chose it as per my blueprint. But now being fat is my free will. Being fat or thin is my free will. But in that state, being short was also a free will in the in-between life state. So I chose this. Now, but once I come, how I respond to that situation, or I'll say you chose a path, or this will be the path in this lifetime. But how to respond, a path में ऊपर खाबड़ सब चीज है. But how to respond that plan to that path is your free will. Like Jesus said, forgive them for they know not what they do. When Jesus was criticized, he said, forgive them for they know not what they do. So how he responded was that shows that was the test of his enlightenment.
1 minute. So in his case, he already knew he was going to die a cruel death. He was preparing for it. He says, in the Garden of Eden, don't deny that kind of death. I'm going to face it. So he knew it. But in the case of Draupadi, it was not so. Like Doshi, you say
don't go into the stories. Go into the essence, the concept. What you need to understand is the concept. Why do you make your stories personalized? I don't care about Draupadi. I don't care about Jesus Christ. I care about you. And for you, it is important to care about you. Right? See, it's like, sometimes we get lost in faltu myths and all these stories and the questions. It's like किसी ने आपको तीर मारा, right? और आपको यहाँ चोट लगी है, तीर घाव लगी है. अब आप क्या करोगे? पहले तीर को निकालोगे या आप बोलोगे यार तीर का मटेरियल क्या है, ये लोहे का है कि लकड़ी का है? इस टाइम कौन से डायरेक्शन से आया है, वास्तु क्या बोलता है, अरे एस्ट्रोलॉजी क्या बोलता है, कौन से मुहूर्त में तीर लगा है? तीर जीसस ने चलाया कि द्रौपदी ने चलाई? ढूंढो पहले उसको. अभी आप ये सब करोगे कि पहले तीर निकालोगे? तो अभी भाई इस लाइफ टाइम में आए हैं टू मास्टर योर थॉट्स एंड इमोशंस.
So I was coming to that.
तो अभी the highest form of human mastery is mastering your thoughts and emotions. पहले अभी उस पे काम करो ना. पहले क्लास 2 में क्लास 2 का होमवर्क करो. क्लास 2 का नॉलेज हो के क्लास 10 के स्कूल में जाके बैठ गए और क्वेश्चन पूछने लगे. बट अगेन ईगो लव्स दैट. ईगो लव्स, ये देखा है, ये क्वेश्चन पूछ के कैसा फंसाया इसको, साले की बोलती बंद करा दिया. बड़ा मास्टर बन रहा था ना, स्पिरिचुअल टीचर.
I'm sorry, that was not. I'm sorry, that was not the intention.
But actually आपने मुझे फंसाया.
नहीं, I was not. नहीं, आपको फंसाने की कोई इंटेंशन मेरे पास नहीं थी. ये मेरा, that is, I was posing a question. I was going to come to myself after that. So you hurried up. So in that case, there is evil in the world. So there is gossip. There is a lot of slander. There is defamation about a person that we face in life. So do we attract that, or how do we respond? That is what I'm coming to finally. Evil and all that is there in the world. So that's what I'm coming to, not to Draupadi or Rama. I'm coming to myself.
Good question, but I take it as your last question.
Okay.
क्योंकि अगली बार तो मैं फंसी जाऊंगा.
आपको फंसाने की कोई इंटेंशन नहीं थी मेरे पास.
But unintentionally आप कर रहे हो ऐसा. ठीक है. So the world is beautiful. The world is beautiful because of the contrast. There's a value of good because there is evil. So that's why there's good in evil. You can enjoy light because there is darkness. You can enjoy moon because there is sun. So world is beautiful because of contrast. The world is beautiful because of the differences. And we as human beings Because of our limited understanding, we assign meaning to those things. We assign meaning that, oh, this is evil. When you assign a meaning to that, you buy that experience into your life. When you assign it as evil, you are buying that experience into your life. Richard Bach said, the mark of your belief, the mark of your ignorance, the depth of your ignorance is directly proportionate to the mark of your belief in injustice and tragedy. The depth of your ignorance is directly proportionate to the mark of your belief in injustice and tragedy. In the world, there is no injustice. In the world, there is no tragedy. Everything is working as per the law of attraction. Every soul has its own plan, and everything is working as per the law of attraction. And universe is happening like that. So we assign meaning. Oh, there is so much of evil. Oh, there is so much of bad things happening in the world. Doesn't matter. In spite of that, you have the power for your enlightenment. You have the power, independent of that situation, you have the power for your alignment. And the only way you can help that situation is by offering your alignment. When you offer your alignment, you become a cooperative component for others to align. Seeing the evil and the bad as bad, and you lose your alignment, you became a cooperative component for more evil and more bad. So the choice is yours.
So I'll say one thing. I was coming to the point, the difficulties in keeping yourself aligned, that's all. That is, I was going around the bush for that. How to keep yourself aligned when there is so much going on. Again, one more thing, you said evil is not there and all that. That's not true. The Kolkata rape and murder case clearly shows evil. That is, where is not evil? I mean, that is not imaginary. Did that woman who died, did she attract that to herself? It is not. So, somewhere something was wrong. So, anyway, we leave that. I'll coming to align myself. So, how do you align when there is evil around? That's all. That is the thing. I'm managing myself, but I wanted to raise that question. How, in negative circumstances, you align yourself?
To withdraw from that situation. First thing is to withdraw. When you say Calcutta rape victim, I don't say it was not a bad thing to happen, or it was not an evil thing, or it was a good thing. But judging itself as evil and losing your alignment because of that, losing alignment because of seeing that as a tragedy is madness, is a further evil to you. How have you become a cooperative component to solve the issue?
So not at
In
all.
any situation, there are three things I told you. Accept the situation, change the situation. If you want to change it, find your alignment, and in that alignment, do something to change the situation. Or else leave the situation. All else is madness, and matter ends.
So I have no problems with aligning. My alignment is not disturbed because of the murder or anything. I'm just giving an example. That's all.
Don't care. Let the universe, the world is beautiful the way it is. Don't think the world is beautiful only because of you. If I am a spiritual master, I don't think that the world, I am a savior of the world. I will save the world. World does not need to be saved. It is the ego. When the ego becomes spiritualized, you think you will save the world. The world is beautiful the way it is. The world is beautiful. If you try to indulge from your ego, you will actually disturb the purity of the world. You will contaminate the world. So world is beautiful the way it is. if you want to help the world, if you want, then the only way you can help is become an example of your alignment. Right? And to choose their alignment is their choice. And you honor their choice. And you respect their choice. And you accept their choice. And you don't judge their choice. So it is about if I think, oh, I am the one to save the world, I am the Messiah. The world was beautiful before 1,000 masters came before me. 1,000 masters better than me are already right now. And 1,000 masters better than me will come again and again. So who are you? Who am I? So your first obligation is to be obligated to yourself.
Thank you anyway. So I'm finishing. I am aligning myself. I'm doing social work already into many of these NGOs, dealing with the thing. I'm aligned. I'm not confused or mad, anything at all. So I'm just putting it as a example, as a theory, not as a real thing at all. I'm just asking a question.
No, I like it. Good question, and I
am
answered,
working
right?
positively with NGOs, so no question of my not getting aligned or anything.
Perfect.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you. Keshav, share the slides. But I enjoyed the conversation. It was interesting. केशव इनकी फीस डबल चार्ज करना है. वन वे आप आ तो गए, अब बाहर नहीं जा पाओगे. Okay, so we spoke about ego traits, complaining, resentment, grievances. So what is a grievance? When you resentment carried for a long time is a grievance. Right? Many times you carry a grievance for very, very long time, even for generational. There's so much intergenerational trauma. So many times the grievance is carried in a psyche of a whole nation. Collective grievance. I have born in a story that, this country did this to us, it is our enemy. Now, I have nothing to do with that country, but I carry a grievance against that country. And that collective grievance is so dangerous because the country makes you believe that it's a virtue to hate that country. And all we collectively hate that country. Right? Or another religion, or another sect, or society. So, and that can lead to a psyche. In a psyche of a nation, or tribe, or a community, or religion, it can lead to cycles of endless violence. The maximum wars which have been made, and the killings which has been done in the history, is in the name of religion. We are seeing what is happening between Israel and Hamas. It is all about history. It is the history people are carrying in their own psyche. And it is repeating endless violence. And same mistake they are repeating. A mistake repeated frequently is a decision. You're a choice that you're making. And when you keep blaming others for the problem, the blame keeps the wound alive. It will never let it heal. Forgiveness heals. And if you don't heal that hurts you, you will bleed on people who did not cut you. If you don't heal that hurt you, you will bleed on people who did not cut you. And then you wonder why this person did this to me. It's not about that person. That person has a past. That person is wounded. So again, forgiveness is a great tool. It's a wonderful to release the burden of unwanted feelings. An event, once forgiven, becomes a powerless memory. People say forgive and forget. I say don't do that. The more you will try to forget, the more you will remember that, and the more you remember that, you'll think of that, and it will release the same negative chemicals as if it is happening now. So the more you try to, if I tell you close your mind and close your eyes and meditate, and I keep telling you, don't think of red monkey, don't think of red monkey, don't think of red monkey. What will come in your mind is red monkey. So what is important is not to forget the event. What is more important to release the emotional charge that you're carrying around that event. Once you release the emotional charge, then that memory does not trigger you anymore. Today I talk about, oh, my father passed away, without grieving about it, without feeling sad about it. Because I have not forgotten the event, but the emotional charge is released. Right? So what is important is to release the emotional charge around that. That's why we do breath work, that's why we do meditation. And that's why sometimes there is no goodness come out of arguments. There's no goodness comes about trying to prove you are right and other is wrong. Mark Twain said, don't argue with stupid people because they will bring you down to their level and beat you with their experience. मच्छर से बहस करना गाल पर बैठे हुए मच्छर को मारने जैसा है. मच्छर मरे या ना मरे, पर आपको थप्पड़ जरूर लगेगा. So if you're feeling angry, it is a natural emotion. Yet it's not meant to stay. It has mostly come, the anger has mostly come to teach you about yourself, about your own soul. And once you learn the lesson, once you see it, the emotion as emotion, without even judging it, every emotion is just a sensation. Feelings are a group of physiological sensations. When you see it only as a sensation, oh, that's coming up. And if you don't add any story around it, then it is not an unhappy emotion. Emotion in itself is not unhappiness. Emotion plus an unhappy story is equal to unhappiness. The moment you accept the emotion as it is, it will subside. The moment you embrace the emotion as it is, okay, this emotion is there, okay, I'm open to this emotion, I'll feel it fully. The moment you open to it, it subsides. It will lose, it will drop. You will wonder how it vanished. It will lose its intensity. Lao Tzu said, give evil nothing to oppose, and it will drop by itself. Give evil nothing to oppose, and it will drop by itself. With opposing it, you are giving more power to it. Where there is no opposition, there is no opposition, so it will fall by itself. सर आप इधर आइए, अब क्लास आप लेंगे. नहीं, I'm just joking. Yeah, what are you saying? Resist not evil. Exactly. Resist not evil. In fact, one more thing which Jesus said was very powerful about manifestation. And it is a big contradictory and big controversy around it. He said, if you are poor, whatever you have will be taken away from you. And if you are rich, the more will be added on to you. If you are poor, whatever you have will be taken away from you. He was not talking about physical poorness. He was talking about emotionally poor. But if you are emotionally rich, then the more will be added on to you, because that is your vibration. So many times, these masters, we have to understand from what level of understanding or context they are saying. We stick to the language. Language is limitation. You can twist it the way you want. You can interpret it the way you want. So the context is more important than the content. So we have to understand, if you have to understand these masters, you have to understand their level of mind and see it from their level of understanding. Then the true meaning will emerge. There's a book, amazing book called A Course in Miracles. It's a very thick book, like a Bible, like a big book. So it says that I am never upset. I am never upset for the reason I think. It took me a long time to understand what does it mean to say. I am never upset for the reason I think. You think you are upset, because this happened, that happened. You're not upset for that. You're upset because whatever happened made you to lose your connection with yourself, with your inner being. And because you lost your connection, you are upset. Now, because you have lost your connection, now the ego is looking for a cause to identify with or to affirm that upset, to justify that upset. So don't think you are upset because something evil is happening, something bad is happening, something this is happening. Because of your attention to those things or identifying with those things, you lost your connection to yourself, and since you lost your connection, now you are upset. But now that you are upset, you have to justify, why am I upset? Oh, so this is the reason I am upset. But that is not the reason. You are not upset for the reason. I am not upset for the reason I think. When God judges, don't judge what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. Who are we to judge? They are only, in the eyes of God, there are only two groups of people. Just two groups of people. Not the gender, not the caste, not the nation. These are all man-made. The only true group of people in the eyes of God. One who is aligned and one who is not aligned. That's it. And that's why we become the grievance. Now, because we have lost our connection, now we become a grievance looking for a cause. So we have to break that chain of pain. See, it's a perception, it's a narrative. In my experience, everything changed the day I realized you are my lesson, not my enemy. Right? You are my lesson, not my enemy. You are my inner work, not my pain. You are my chosen chapter, not my punishment. You are what happened for me and not to me. Right? So everything is a teacher. There are no mistakes, there are only lessons. There are no mistakes, only lessons. But if you don't learn the lesson, then you repeat what you don't repair. And that mistake can even transfer generationally, intergenerational trauma. It can carry from the psyche of your grandparents to your parents to you, like how the national issues are being transferred from generation to generation. Right? I have nothing to do with Pakistan, but I feel, oh my God, Pakistan is my enemy. When I hear the news, so many people died in Pakistan, somehow it makes me feel good. Isn't it my unconsciousness? Is it not the matrix which has taught me, or my because everybody in the nation thinks that, I think that. But who made the countries? Who made the borders? Who made the religion? We as human beings. That is the ego in me that likes to affirm that joy in somebody's bad happening. And that then we teach the children same thing to our children. So we are all born in a story. And that trauma can transfer from generation to generation, become intergenerational trauma. Trauma not transformed. Trauma not transformed becomes trauma transferred. If you don't transform that trauma, you will transfer it to the next generation. So we have the responsibility to break that chain of pain, even intergenerationally. To break that story, to come out of the illusion of that story. Fourth ego trait is about being right, to make others wrong. A perspective, an opinion, a judgment, a story. All that gives me a sense of superiority. I'd rather be right than at peace. Because that is what ego loves. Somebody is on the other side and you are better than that person. So you rather be right than at peace. But the truth is, Marcus Aurelius said, men seek opinions. He said, men seek opinions, not facts. Our eyes sees perspective, not truth. Based on our conditioning, we have a perspective, which may have nothing to do with the truth. If I am sitting here in India and I say, oh, the sun is setting. Somebody in US is saying, oh, what rubbish, the sun is rising. Now I am fighting with that person. So we see perspective, not the truth. The truth could be very different. Neither the sun is rising, neither the sun is setting. It is the earth which is revolving. There are three perspectives, there are three facts in your life. One is my perspective. Three perspectives. One is my perspective, one is your perspective, and third is the perspective of truth. The truth could be so different from what my opinion is. And in my view, opinion is the lowest form of human knowledge. It's so easy to form an opinion. It's the lowest form of human knowledge because it requires no accountability, no understanding. Who can stop you from forming your opinion? So you need no accountability, no understanding. The highest form of knowledge is empathy. For in that moment, to be empathetic about that person It requires you to suspend your ego and live in another's world. You have to keep your ego aside. Then only you can be empathic from what perspective he is or she is thinking what she is thinking. It's easy to form a judgment. For a long time, I had so much judgments towards my wife. Because what familiarity breeds contempt. The more you know people, the more you are closer to, the more you form opinions, the more you make judgments. And judgment carries an emotional charge. What you judge, you evoke more of that from that person because you are carrying that emotional charge. I didn't see my wife for a long time. I saw the opinion I have made of last 20 years. The moment she uttered the word, before she even completed her sentence, I had already judged her. I am ready to answer. So opinion, judgment, this is the lowest form of human knowledge, human intelligence. See, when you judge, there's an inner talk going on. When I judge somebody, there's an inner noise is going in my mind, right? Inner talk is going on, self-talk is going on. Even if I don't speak. Now, this is the world of energy, frequency, and vibration. If I am resistant about my wife, if I am resistant about, or I am resentful about her, she is energetically catching my thoughts. And when she's catching that thoughts, she's evoking more of that response for me, what I am judging. Because my judgment carried that emotional charge. She got that emotional charge. So she is evoking the same response, and then you said, oh, I thought so. But she behaved in the same way because you thought so. Your thinking and your expectation determined the outcome. A man is according to the manner you look at him. So not only through judgment or forming opinions, not only are you drawing the situation into your life, but actually you are participating in their behavior. You are an active participant in their behavior of this. Because others only echo what you whisper to them in secret. Others only echo what you whisper to them in secret. The other person is only a reflection, is only mirroring you the contents of your consciousness. Ego talks us. Ego is a voice in the mind which talks us, which is telling you, choose dominance rather than tolerance. But we need to discipline our ego. And this has been our biggest challenge as human beings. Because all our life, I've spent 50 years developing that ego. Now, how do I discipline that ego? So start practicing with acceptance. First thing is acceptance. Dropping all resistance. Start practicing with being satisfied with what is. Sometimes letting go of things is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on. Mahatma Gandhi said, only the weak, only the strong can forgive. He said, forgiveness is an attribute of a strong. A weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of a strong. A weak can never forgive. That's what Mahavir said. Jainism, he said jinn. Jain कौन? जो जिन है. Jinn means जिन्होंने अपनी जिनोंद्रियों पे उकर जीत लिया. Who have the victory over their own thoughts and emotions and sensory perceptions. दूसरों के जीतने वाला वीर कहलाता है, बट जो अपने को जीतता है वो महावीर कहलाता है. Right? So we all have the potential to become Mahavir in this lifetime, in this moment now. And that is why, as human beings, as a spiritual beings, we came on this planet Earth to learn, to dissolve all these imprints, karmic imprints that we are carrying, to release. Focus on your attention when you deal with people. Focus your attention on what you love about that person. We all have certain good traits, certain negative traits. But you have to focus on what you love about that person. Always catch them doing good rather than doing right, or rather than doing wrong. Catch them doing right rather than doing wrong. The moment, be alert. Don't lose an opportunity to appreciate. Never delay an expression of appreciation. It has a terrible shelf life. Marshall Rosenberg said, never delay an expression of appreciation. It has a terrible shelf life. When you focus on goodness of others, you tune into the goodness of yourself. What you appreciate, appreciates. Friends, it is not a lack of love. It is not a lack of love that make for unhappy marriages. We all love our partners. But it is a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages. And in our relationships between our parents, spouse, children, friends, we focus so much on doing. In the midst of, in the desperation of doing, we forget our state of being. We all want best for our children. All parents want best for the children. But still we condemn them. Still we criticize them. We make them feel bad. We keep catching them doing wrong. The moment you are in their presence, अरे nail cut किया क्या? खाना खाया क्या? ये किया कि नहीं? Homework किया कि नहीं? ये किया कि नहीं? वो किया कि नहीं? The child always feel I am not good enough. The child is saying, look at me for what I am, my true self. Rather than always, it is the need of every child to be treated as equals. But then we make them feel good enough, and the child grows up feeling I am not good enough. So, see, Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you did for them, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Our children will forget what you did for them, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Because that becomes a stored memory in their body. Their body stores the feelings. The only way you can store is through the means of feeling. If they don't feel it, they lose, there is no memory. There is no body memory. It doesn't go into the subconscious mind. But the moment you feel it, it goes into the subconscious mind. Then you say, oh, I did so much for my children, and now he is behaving like this. Because because he's forgotten what you did for them. But he remembers how you made them feel. Friends, all relationship is first about how you relate to yourself. Relationship is about, first is how you relate to yourself. The whole vast world is a mirror, is like a mirror. Your relationships are the mirrors. Our relationships are the laboratories of the spirit, of the soul, of the consciousness. Where unhealed wounds, your trauma, your fear, your anxiety will be brought up through the means of relationships so that it can be healed. How will you heal if it doesn't come up? So, from my point of view, for me, I feel the first and the foremost thing is to understand that there is only one relationship to attend to. Exactly, and that's the one between you and you. And once you take care of that, the rest will take care of itself. So we'll take a tea break. What are the schedule now? This is a topic I thought I'll complete yesterday.
Shreans, 5:15.
But this uncle is responsible for the delay.
5:15 is the break, Shreans.
Okay.
So whatever duration.
And
you
then
set
after that?
After that, there was a talk. Actually, 5:15 was supposed to break. Talk was supposed to get started again. So now we are breaking at 5:20. So whenever we come back, there is talk and then free time for half an hour. 45 minutes was the free time.
Okay. So
and then dinner.
Can I request everyone to come by 5:40?
Yes.
And there's a talk till what? 6:30?
Yes, we can do 6:30. Yeah. And then free time.
And then
Actually,
free time.
free time for how long?
Then we meet at 9 o'clock for the meditation.
Dinner?
No, between dinner, including dinner.
Yeah. Okay.
6:30 fine, and then we meet at 8:30 is fine. Then 2 hour gap is good enough.
Yeah.
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 Between dinner and 8:30 is fine. I know, it's okay. It's fine. Then we'll meet again in pyramid for Sufi whirling.
So we coming.
Whirling meditation, and then we'll do the Sufi Rumi meditation, so that we should target to finish by 11 or 11:30 max. Because tomorrow morning there's nothing, so you can catch up with your sleep for tomorrow, tonight. Yeah.
So we're breaking for 20 minutes.
I'm very
now?
generous, with your time. I'm a good boy.
We are grateful.
Very
we are really, actually grateful, Shreans. So much we are getting to learn. मैं वहाँ बैठे बैठे के खाली gratitude ही कर रही हूँ.
Okay, so let's meet at 5:40, and then I'll tell you one good Marwadi joke. If you want to know the joke, then you have to come on time. 5:40.
Yes, okay. Otherwise you all are going to miss. And Marwadi jokes coming from Shreyans's mouth is out of this world. So please don't miss them.
So, we can take more questions. Anybody has any questions? Can raise the hand. While others are still joining. आने दो सबको. ज़्यादा लोग चाहिए ना ताली बजाने वाले.
You asked us to remain in good vibration, but if we are among our family members and other society, like they are not vibrating, they are not enlightened. So how to be with that part? They like trigger us sometimes. So how to cope up with those challenges?
So that is your opportunity for your growth. Na? That challenge only gives you the opportunity for growth. If there is no challenge, no growth. Imagine in your family, everybody says, oh, you are right. Yes, you are right. You are so good. You are perfect. How will you grow? You grow because of your triggers. You grow because somebody challenges you mentally, emotionally.
We come out of our comfort zone then.
You come out of your comfort zone. And that tells you about yourself. Then, if you think you have a good stamina, you will realize your good stamina only when you go out and run. Sitting, meditating, I always think, oh, I have a best stamina. But when I run, then I realize, oh, my stamina is good or not. Right? So your test of your evolution comes in the midst of challenge, when you are facing the challenge. Then what? How are you internalizing that challenge? What's going inside you when you meet that challenge?
So, but that
can
lower us also.
That is the thermometer for your evolution.
So it depends upon us how we take it.
Everything depends on us only, right? It doesn't depend what they do it. It depends on how you take it. How they do it reflects their evolution. How you take it or how you respond to it reflects your evolution.
And so sometimes like we don't do things or we do things for like log kya kahenge. How to overcome that?
वही तो है सबसे बड़ा रोग
लोग
क्या
क्या
कहेंगे
कहेंगे
लोग. So इसीलिए when do you self love, लोग क्या कहेंगे comes out of lack of self love. When you respect yourself, the whole world respects you. When you love yourself, the world will love you.
Then people say you have become selfish.
So of course, this whole talk, this whole spirituality is about being selfish. Being selfish for your soul. Being selfish for your consciousness. We are all selfish. Who is not selfish? They want you to behave. They want you to behave in a certain way which pleases them, and that is not selfish. But if you are doing something which pleases you, and then that makes them think that you are selfish.
Yes, true.
ये कैसा है? What's going on? You behave the way I want you to behave because that pleases me, and I'm not selfish. But if you behave the way that pleases you,
Finger always
you are selfish. So there is some dysfunctional. It's a dysfunctional world, dysfunctional relationship. It's not about true relationship. It's about calculation. It's about negotiation. It's transactional. If you do this, I'll do this. Right? So, what is important is, it doesn't matter what they think. And many times, you think that they are thinking like that. And they may not be even thinking like that. it says, I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. Confusing, hai na? Yeah, that's my job. If I can't convince you, let me confuse you. So I am not what I think I am. I think, मुझे पता चला अरे मैं तो ए हूं, but I am not what I think I am, because मुझे तो दूसरों के नजर से देखना है. But you think that I am B. But I think that you think that I am C. Right? So I am not what I think I am not what you think I am what I think you think I am. So the truth could be so different, it's so distorted. And then how, as a C, what is your expectation? I am behaving like that. In the whole bargain, neither I am happy, neither you are happy. So, when you are set in your own being, when you are superly aligned, when you become the example of that unconditionality, that love, that joy, that radiance, then the whole world loves you. Then you don't need to speak. Your presence changes them. Just your presence changes them. If you need to use the language to convince others, it's a very, very poor way of dealing with it. Very limited way. You should be able to change others through your energy, through your vibration. Right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Relating to her question only, that the vibrations what we are creating. So when we are meditating, we don't have to tell everybody, right, what they have to behave or whatever. But when we are meditating, the vibrations will move around and there'll be a better environment.
Of course. We all carry our vibrations, The moment you say, the vibe, your vibe attracts your tribe. The moment somebody enters and somehow you feel good about that person, or the moment somebody somehow you feel resistant about that person, something is not feeling good. So your energy speaks to them even before you speak. The energies are always interacting, right? Yeah. Somebody said, Rumi said, I think no, Khalil Gibran said, in between what is said and what is not said, much of the love is lost. In between what is said and what is not said, much of the love is lost. Rumi said, all language is poor translation. All language is poor translation. That's why Rumi said, when the great silence comes over me, I wonder why I ever thought to use language. So language has its limitation. Language can be misinterpreted. Energy can never be misinterpreted. Language can be twisted. You can be very smart with your language. You can be very diplomatic with your language. But energy, you can't fool somebody with the energy. Yeah. After this, I want to invite my mom. My mother is here. Yeah. So, where is Mummy? Kahan ho aap? Is she here? She'll come. Okay. Yeah.
Shreans, quickly,
Yeah.
what is beyond this? So let's say you manifest something, you achieve something. What is beyond this? In all of your talks, it ends at achieving. So in my personal journey, also, we have achieved a lot, but what's beyond that?
Good. So to you manifest to understand the limitation of that. Lao Tzu said, if you understand the limitations of things, desire them. Because only when you get it, then you understand the limitation of it. कि यार ये तो टेम्पररी हैप्पीनेस था, पूरी जिंदगी लगा दी ये पाने में, अब ये जो आ गया, ये खुशी तो 2 दिन भी नहीं टिकी. Then you said, इसके बाद क्या? What's next? Buddha was the king. All the abundance was there around him. But सब कुछ होने के बाद भी something was missing. And that started his quest. Mahavir was the king. All the abundance was around him. But then that started his, but still he was not happy. And then started his quest. So, manifest not because you need it. Manifest so that you can drop it. Right? Otherwise, a lot of time people come into spirituality out of escapism. हमको दुनिया से हार के स्पिरिचुअलिटी में नहीं आना है, दुनिया जीत के स्पिरिचुअलिटी में आना है. क्योंकि जब दुनिया को जीतेंगे, फिर अपने आप को जीतने का मजा आएगा. राइट? कि इसीलिए एंड जब अपने आप को जीत जाएंगे तो वैराग्य अपने आप जाग जाएगा. Because when you feel so whole, then you don't even desire anything. But one is to curb your desire so that you can become spiritual. I reject that outright. I say desire is great. Desire summons your life force. It brings passion and creativity. Don't curb your desire. I would say the other way. Once you find alignment, once you find a wholeness, once your cup is overflowing, the nature of your desire changes. First, the desire is, what can I get? What can I get? Now my desire is, what can I give? What can I give? What can I give? Again, the desire didn't stop. The nature of desire changed. When Buddha became enlightened, it didn't change, the desire didn't stop. Now the desire came, how do I make everyone Buddha? It is the nature of desire changes. And then the attachment with the desire changes. मेरा काम है दूसरों को सिखाना. वो बुद्धा बने तो मैं खुश, नहीं बने तो मैं खुश. क्योंकि मेरा रिवॉर्ड जो है, द मोमेंट आई टीच, आई गेट माई फुलफिलमेंट. तो माई रिवॉर्ड इज इंस्टेंटेनियस. माई इमोशनल पे ऑफ इज इंस्टेंट. माई इमोशनल पे ऑफ इज नॉट डिपेंडेंट वेदर यू विल एक्चुअली बिकम बुद्धा और नॉट. अगर आप बन गए, पता चला ये बन गए, तो इट्स आइसिंग ऑन द केक, तो सोने पे सुहागा. बट मिला तो ठीक, नहीं मिला तो ठीक. So the nature of desire changes and the attachment with the outcome changes. There's no attachment with the outcome. That is the difference that happens. Right? Yeah, we'll take this one last question. Yeah, here.
Good evening, everyone. So my question is not related to myself, but for my kids. So as I say to my kids, whatever mama wants or daddy wants, it's a chain reaction. What we do is we put it to the universe. So we have a cup of gratitude, we make a wish and we put it to the universe, and someday it comes true. We don't have to chase for the dream. So my kids always, Mom, why are we always asking universe? Why are we always asking universe? Why is universe waiting to give it to us? I said, if we are the takers from the universe, then we can be givers to someone else.
Yeah.
So my kids go, okay, Mom, that's fine. So we have this small ritual. I'm sorry, I'm taking a bit of a time.
No, that's fine.
So they have this emotional things as kids, they're 4 and 5. So they'll go, Mom, let's do divine parking, so that we get quick parking. Someday you get, someday you don't.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
catch.
Yeah.
The day you get, you're very happy.
Yeah.
The days you don't get, you get grumpy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Alana, like to my kids, you just leave it. Maybe it's not worth for us. Someone needs it more than us. But then as kids, they have different emotions. Like, Mom, I'm getting angry. I'm getting agitated. I'm like, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be agitated. But I don't know what would be the correct way or measure to tell them. Like, I am telling them it's okay to be angry. But deep inside, I know the agitation they have is building up. Not just related to the parking issue or anything. Like, in general, if they're angry on something happened, I'll be like, okay, that's fine. You can be angry. But I know if the tantrums goes for 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, my patience, I'll be aligned for 5 minutes, but then, I'll swirl. So the question comes here, how do I have my alignment? Okay, I take a break, I take a breather, I'll do my mindfulness and I come back. Sometimes I'm okay, but most of the times, I give into the situation. And when I give into the situation, I feel it's a chain reaction. Like whatever they see as a mirror to myself, they're going to behave like that. And I don't want that to happen. Like consciously I'm making the effort, they don't do it. But I just want the corrective way that I can not control my kids' emotion, but I can guide them in a certain way that they know how they're driving their emotions.
Good. So,
Thank
good
you.
question. So, see, there's no right, when it comes to kids, there's no one right answer. So maybe what I'll share with you is a pointer in that direction. And you can see what it resonates with your specific situation. It's not like a fixed formula. See, one is at that age, 4, 5, they are already full. That's why they question, why are you asking? Right? Because they're already full. They're coming out of their sense of fullness. As parents, because of our conditioning of so many years, we are coming from a sense of lack. So we are asking. And nothing wrong with asking. But why the understanding, why the disconnect? Because they are coming from the sense of fullness. Right? So one is that. Secondly, children listen through their eyes, not from their ears. They listen from their eyes, not from their ears. They will listen to, they learn from they'll copy what you do, not what you tell them. So the best thing, if you want to teach your children their alignment, become an example of that alignment. And emotions, I will say, let children feel safe, make them feel safe to express their emotions. Maybe it is anger, frustration, whatever it is. Their home should be a safe place for them to express their emotion. Because as a child, you need that emotion. You need the emotion of anger also. You also need the emotion of panic. If the tiger is attacking me, and if I don't have the emotion of panic, I said, universe, jo ho gaya hone do. Okay, tiger, if you have to eat me. No, I needed that emotion of panic so that I can run and save myself. So we need all spectrum of emotions to navigate our life. So the problem is not with the negative emotion. If they don't understand hate or anger, they will not understand love. So we need all spectrum of emotions to experience it. And the home should be a safe place for them to express that emotion. As parents, we judge them and we try to give them, time out. But at that moment, they don't need your time out. They need more of your attention, more of your presence, more of your alignment. So it's not what you tell your children, it's from what state of being do you tell your children. Are you shouting? Are you staying out of anger and frustration? Or you can teach the same thing, what you want to say, from a state of calm and relax. You can still be firm. You can still give them structure. You can still give them some consequence or make them accountable. But out of your state of calmness and alignment. Right? So don't worry that your child is not listening to you. Worry that they are watching you. Yeah? Children rarely listen to their parents, but they never fail to copy them. Yeah. I want to also, Pratima ji is here from Agra. Is she here? She's also gone. सब भाग गए, सब बोर हो गए मेरे को सुन के. Okay, we'll take one last question. Okay, my mom is here. So, मम्मी आप आगे आ जाइए. Just come. So I want to again I'm very grateful for my mom, and she is my inspiration. The kind of please sit. The kind of commitment and sincerity with which she conducts her life is amazing. Of course, her husband passed away. My father passed away when she was 41. She was in a joint family, went through many challenges, and come on, इधर ही पर चढ़ने की जगह. And ठीक है, come. She wants to be on the center stage. एक सेकंड. So she was going through, she had a back surgery, she was going through a lot of, she was going through the trauma and the grief of losing a husband and the anxiety about bringing up the children at for a young age. We were quite young. Especially my younger brother Varun was only 8 when my father passed away. So she went through a lot of, because of the emotional issue, it turned into a health issue. And she had a knee surgery, back problem, and the back problem was persisting. A lot of time she spent in the hospital. The children, you can do whatever you want, you can do for your parents. So she was in hospital, coming in and out. And still her back she was quite bedridden for a long time. And one day, she got frustrated with this. And she made a commitment that I am going to heal myself. I am going to meditate. I am going to do breath work and heal myself now. No more doctors. And she made a commitment. That one day I remember that she made a commitment with such firm intensity that in that moment, her intensity of her intention was so much stronger than the hardwired pattern in her brain. And with that intensity, in that moment, she changed the hardwired pattern in her brain. She said, I will not take medicines and I heal myself. And rest I would like her to tell her story. Yeah. She's again a good poet, and so she has made a poem now. So she wanted to express through poem. Rumi type hai. Let me mic pass रखिए.
खुद से खुद को पाया मैंने, ध्यान की दुनिया से बहुत कुछ पाया मैंने. खुद से खुद को मिलाया मैंने, ध्यान की दुनिया से बहुत कुछ पाया मैंने. तन से ही नहीं मन से भी मैं हारी थी, असहनीय पीड़ा मुझ पर भारी थी. बिस्तर पर ही था दिन रात गुजारा, चम्मच से लिया हर एक निवाला. फिर बच्चों ने राह बताई, सांसों की गति समझाई. आत्मशक्ति का दामन थामा, ध्यान की गति को पहचाना, ध्यान की उत्तमता को पहचाना. अब मझधार में न नाव डोले, दिल खुश होकर मन यो बोले. ध्यान की गंगा में बहते रहो, श्वासों की तरंगों में मस्त रहो. अंत में मैं इतना ही कहना चाहूँगी कि अगर अपन दिशा बदल दे तो दशा अपने आप ही बदल जाएगी. थैंक यू.
Thank you. Pratima ji is also here. Is she there? No, she's not yet there. Okay. No. Okay. One last question. Yeah. Okay.
My name is Kapil from Bangalore. I just have one question that for the starters, if somebody started doing breath work or any meditation on a weekly basis or the weekly twice basis, it just started the journey, right? State of vibration might get aligned for some time and then it will get misaligned. And I assume we have 24 hours, everyone have. And for 23 hours, what do we do as a beginner? If somebody is a beginner in this state, how do they maintain? For example, would you suggest something like a walking meditation, where you are maintaining the state of being, state of vibration, and the higher state of vibration throughout? Or something like maybe a jap, or maybe something like I love you to yourself, so that you keep reminding yourself that, you know, you are eternal, you are being, you are that.
Right. So people, I'll say the words don't teach. Words don't teach. It is the life experiences that teaches. So people will forget what you will teach them, what you will tell them. But if they have a very scientific understanding, if they have the right knowledge, if they understand the anatomy of how the body works, how the law of attraction works, how thoughts and emotion works, if they understand that in a proper logical sense, right? Then once you know, you cannot not know it. If you know it, you cannot not know it. And then if you introduce them to meditation and the science of meditation. So my approach is, is first I want them to introduce to knowledge. From information to transformation. I don't want anybody to do it out of belief or faith in me. That is why religions have not been able to transform people or have not been able to be so effective. Because most of the time, just believe, don't question. And today's generation is scientific approach. They are logical, they are evolved souls. And that's why they need science to back it up. In fact, Vivekananda said, he said, I wish the religion can also can go through the same rigorous measurement of what science goes through or scientific discoveries go. He said, don't believe anything. Even Buddha said. He said, don't even believe me unless it goes through your logical mind, it goes through your common sense. He said, मुझ पे विश्वास मत करना जब तक कि वह आपकी विवेक और सामान्य बुद्धि की कसौटी से वो खरा ना उतरे. मुझ पे भी विश्वास मत करना. So the idea is not to transform your belief, transform or have faith and do it. No. They should know why they are doing what they are doing. And when you know why you are doing what you are doing, you always get better results. Because then your belief comes naturally, your faith comes naturally, because now you have a scientific analysis of why I am doing this. So my approach is always to have a logical scientific approach. That's why Buddha chose to not speak on consciousness. Enlightened master, and he chose not to speak on consciousness. He chose how to live a better life, how to master your thoughts, how to master your emotions, how to master a right perspective, how to respond to a situation. So it is important to I feel it's good to have a logical approach, a scientific approach to spirituality. And that is what spirituality is. Otherwise, religion was always existing and it is still there. And I'm not against religion. I think there's something good about religion. But today's generation, faith will come when they understand the science. Otherwise, they will not, if you just tell them, oh, just do it, they will not do it. That's what I feel. Yeah. Thank you. So we have 15 more minutes. So being right. Somewhere I read very nice thing about self-love. You are asking about self-love. It came to me. You are loved when you are born. You will be loved when you die. In between, you have to manage. हम देखते हैं ना पॉलिटिशियंस को सब झगड़ा करेंगे, द मोमेंट दे डाई कितनी तारीफ करते हैं उसकी. अच्छा, जोक है ना. सो मारवाड़ी जोक, आई एम अ मारवाड़ी, राइट? सो one Marwadi attended my class, manifestation class. छोटी जगह में रहता था वो. Attended a manifestation class. So he started visualizing. He उसको दुबई शिफ्ट होना था, उसको लगा दुबई इज़ अ रिच कंट्री, वहाँ अरब लोग हैं, ये है, वहाँ पे मैं बहुत पैसा कमाऊँगा। तो ही मैनिफेस्टेड दैट आई एम इन दुबई, ही गॉट अ जॉब इन दुबई। वो दुबई पहुँच गया। एक दिन उसने पेपर में ऐड देखा, शेख की तरफ से ऐड था कि शेख इज गोइंग थ्रू सीवियर इलनेस और उसको ये ब्लड ग्रुप का खून चाहिए, से ओ नेगेटिव। तो जो भी ये उसको खून देगा शेख उसको इनाम देंगे। तो दिस मारवाड़ी सेड, अरे ये तो मेरा ही ब्लड ग्रुप है, मेरा मैनिफेस्टेशन पूरा हो गया। ही वेंट टू द शेख, उसने अपना ब्लड ट्रांसफ़र किया। शेख वॉज वेरी हैप्पी, उसको बहुत सारा इनाम दिया, अच्छा घर दिया, बंगला दिया, बढ़िया बंगला दिया, गाड़ी दी, एंड ही वॉज वेरी हैप्पी। आफ्टर सम डेज ही गॉट लिटिल बोर्ड कि यार अब कुछ और बड़ा चाहिए, और क्या चाहिए। स्टार्टेड विजुअलाइजिंग। फिर 2 साल बाद वापस वही ऐड देखा उसने कि शेख फिर बीमार पड़ गया। तो वो वापस पहुंचा तुरंत भागते भागते शेख के पास। सो शेख रिकग्नाइज्ड हिम, तो अगेन ब्लड ट्रांसफ्यूजन हुआ। उसके बाद शेख ने उसको चाय भी नहीं पिलाई और बोला टाटा बाय बाय। तो ये बोला कि शेख साहब, फर्स्ट टाइम जब मैंने दिया था तब तो सिर्फ 4 बोतल दी थी, इस बार तो आपने 8 बोतल ली। उस टाइम आपने मुझे इतना इनाम दिया, इस बार 8 बोतल लेने के बाद भी आपने कुछ नहीं दिया। तो शेख बोलता है अब मेरे रगों में भी मारवाड़ी का खून दौड़ रहा है। इसलिए हम मारवाड़ी लोग बहुत सेल्फिश होते हैं। We don't do anything without any selfish reason. Okay, now the fifth ego defends their own truth. So ego is a master of selective perception. It is a master of selective perception or distorted interpretation. जैसा वो वैसे ही देखना चाहता है, जैसा वो वैसे ही देखता है जैसा वो देखना चाहता है। We don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. We don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. तो ईगो क्या करता है, हम चीजों को वैसे ही देखते हैं जैसा हम देखना चाहते हैं, हमारी सुविधा के हिसाब से देखेंगे। For example, religion. You may serve it you can use religion in the service of truth or in the service of ego. अगर आप ईगोइस्टिक नहीं हैं तो आप सोचेंगे अरे रिलीजन में, मेरे धर्म में तो लोगों को सर्व करना लिखा है, तो मैं सर्व करूंगा, ये करूंगा, वो करूंगा, दुनिया को क्या दे सकूं, क्या बांटूं। बट अगर आप ईगोइस्टिक हैं तो ईगो क्या बोलेगा आपसे, मेरा धर्म, तुम्हारा धर्म सर्वश्रेष्ठ है, मैं अपने धर्म के लिए मरने के लिए तैयार हूं, लड़ने के लिए तैयार हूं, कटने के लिए तैयार हूं। Now you become a part of that community where you are ready to fight for the religion, ready to die for the religion. So same religion, but again, you can use it as a distorted perception. So you can use it in the way you wanted to use it. So ego is a master of selective perception. The truth is, every religion has its own place, to thrive and grow. But when you think, oh, your religion or your sect is the only one and that is right, and then you start condemning others because ego always loves somebody on the other side. If I belong to this religion, but if I want to use ego for the sake of my religion, then I need to condemn some another religion. But in condemning other religion, I lose connection with my own self. The very connection which I was wanting to try to find through my religion, now ego For the sake, for standing for that religion, you condemn another religion and lose your own connection, lose your own alignment. So whole purpose is lost. Many times the ego makes me believe that God is outside of me. I am separate from God. That's why it is easy for us to believe in God. It is easy for us to believe in God than to believe that we are gods. Because we want, even God, we want to be separate from us. God is outside of us. But we forgot that we are creators. We are supreme being. We are Brahmasmi, and tomorrow we are going to cover that. So I'm going to talk more about that. There's a story. One day man and God met somewhere. One day man and God met somewhere. Both exclaim, my creator. So as much you think God is your creator, that much God respects you as a creator. Because the God knows that we are all gods. One day, a man passed away, his body. Or I'll tell the other way. We think that heaven is once you vacate your body. But heaven is right here, right now. Liberation is right here, right now. If you don't feel liberated here, you will not feel liberated after you vacate your body. Because only your body drops. All the Sukshma Sharir, your thoughts, emotions, everything continues. So live a life in such a way, when you vacate your body and when you meet God, God asks you, so how was heaven? Yeah. I have spoken about collective ego. I've told you how it is far more dangerous than personalized ego. Right? And we have collective ego in everything as human species. We have such a huge collective ego. My human species is superior than other species, than animals, than plant kingdoms. That's why there's so much violence against other species, against Mother Earth. Because we think as species we are supreme. Right? Seventh is about war. So, again, war, ego loves war, ego loves conflict. Again, because there is somebody on the other side. See, these are the different ways of how ego uses it to survive, to keep you in this three-dimensional reality. So again, war is a mindset. Whatever you fight, you strengthen. What you resist, you persist. That's why ego loves you to wage a war against poverty, wage a war against drugs, wage a war against crime, wage a war against terrorism, wage a war against cancer, and so on and so on and so on. But when you wage a war against something, The moment there is something, when you're against something, that means you are fighting something. What you fight, you strengthen. There was a Vietnam War going on, and in Calcutta, they were wanting to take out a rally. That was a rally against war. The organizers went to Mother Teresa to ask that we want you to lead this rally. She said, if it is a rally, if it is a march against war, then I don't want to lead it. But if it is a march for peace, then I'll be the first one to lead it. So are you against something? Are you against a problem? Or are you for the solution? Huge difference. Huge shift in vibration. When you are against a problem, you are in sync with the problem. That is your vibration. When you are for the solution, you are in sync with the solution. That is your vibration. That's why violence against violence has never brought peace on planet. Right? If you want a child to transform or change, you can't make a child transform by making him feel not good enough or by condemning him. If the child is going through some negative emotion, you can transform the child by making him feel more good about himself or herself. That is how you transform the emotion of a lower vibration, by inducting an emotion of a positive vibration, of a higher vibration, not by inducting guilt or shame. That's why no goodness comes after the child when you induct guilt and shame. And uncle was asking, how do we bring peace if there's a violence or a crime or how do I bring peace? And I'll tell you, world peace will come through peaceful pieces. World peace will come through peaceful pieces. And you are a part of that. You are one piece. Right? So if you want to bring world peace, first find peace within yourself. And become an example of that peace. And that's how you contribute to the world peace. You can't. I have seen so many people, they are fighting for peace or some good cause, and their name only you say it agitation. Even the start itself is so wrong. When Mahatma Gandhi, he said, I'll bring the freedom to the country through non-violence. What a great example. Through non-violence. See, remember one thing. You don't or you can't take sides, or you should not take sides against anything. Against anything. You should not take sides against anything. If you would just leave the against part out, instead of being against, Focus on what you are for. Then you will live you live happily ever after. And apply it in every aspect of your life. Whether it is in spirituality, whether it is in your religion, whether it is in your nation. I am not against any religion. I am for whatever good I see in any religion, I pick it up. I say, this is so good about this religion. मुझे कौन सा उस रिलीजन से शादी करना है? मुझे तो अपनी लाइफ को इवॉल्व करना है. In judging or condemning that religion or going against that some aspect of that religion, I am losing my alignment. And my alignment is what matters to me most. Because I know that when I am in my alignment, I am powerful than millions who are not. And that's how I transform them. One aligned Buddha brought millions of alignment in millions of people. One Patri sir brought alignment in millions of people. So one in alignment is more powerful than millions who are not. So when you are aligned, the universe is naturally rigged in your favor. Because the energy of millions who are not aligned is still you are still much more powerful. Your energy is much more powerful. One alignment of if you are aligned, your energy is much more powerful than the millions together non-aligned. पांच अलाइंड पांडव ने कौरवों की सेना को हराया, राइट? सो दिस इज द लेसन वी नीड टू लर्न. Quickly, 10 more minutes and then we'll end. Yeah. Okay. Ego loves drama. Ego needs some drama playing on. You want to justify, you want to attack, you want to blame, you want to defend. Because if you dishonor the present happening. Loves to create drama when there existed nothing but peace. किसी की छोटी सी बात को लेके बात का बतंगड़ बना देते अपन, राइट? ईगो लव्स ड्रामा. Just 2 days before coming for this workshop, I went to a friend's house, very close friend's house, and we were having a dinner. And another two friends, not too close, but there was a discussion that they had a fight. And for half an hour, 40 minutes, the whole discussion, everybody was talking about, oh, he was right or she was right and this and that. He should not have done that and he should not have done that and this and that. I was silent. I was not really even focusing on it. Then they realized कि यार ये श्रेयांश तो चुप बैठा है, हम सब इतनी बात कर रहे हैं, अपना अपना opinion दे रहे हैं. He is not telling me anything. He is not saying any, contributing to any gossip or any drama. So they asked me, what do you think? किसको क्या करना चाहिए था? I said, honestly, I don't have an opinion. I don't feel the need to evaluate. Why do I evaluate? It's none of my business. If it does not involve, if it does not evolve me, it does not involve me. Everything is working as per the law of attraction. They will sort it out. मुझे क्या करना है? Neither have they come for my advice. किसी के दो लोग के बीच में कुछ हुआ और मजा आ रहा है यहाँ सबको. Because everybody's ego feels good, feels inflated when they make somebody wrong. When they take somebody's side. Oh, I am from such a superior evolved clan. ये बच्चे लोग, पागल लोग लड़ रहे हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, right? So, J.D. Krishnamurti said, to observe without evaluating. He said to observe without evaluating is the highest form of human intelligence. Why do we need compelled to judge or evaluate or form an opinion or analyze? And the beauty is, when you drop the need for judging or analyzing or forming opinions or evaluating the situation, huge amount of freedom comes to you. Because the moment you do that, now you are that their fight, by identify with whoever, doesn't matter. You are making it personal. You are making it personal in your vibration. Literally, they have not told you anything, but without you telling them, without their telling you, you have taken it personally. That's why you need to evaluate it. That's why you need to form an opinion. But a huge amount of freedom comes to you when you don't take things personally. When everybody was talking and when I told them, they were taken aback. But I am sure, but I felt very liberated. By not evaluating it, I felt very liberated because I am free from it. But I am sure it gave them an insight at that moment. Actually, right, why am I evaluating? Why should I form an opinion? So practice acceptance and allowance. Practice not only I accept you to be the way you are, I allow you to be the way you are. Because when you honor the present happening, it loses its absolute seriousness. It loses its heaviness. When you resist, it is so serious. This is a serious problem. You don't understand, it is such a stressful situation. I'm going through such a stressful situation. The truth is, there's no stressful situation. There's a stressful person and a situation. That situation is neutral. Situation is neutral. All situations are fundamentally neutral. But you assign the meaning, good, bad, right, wrong, stressful, non-stressful. And whatever meaning you assign, you buy that experience into your life. Even an act of terrorism. Now think from the eye of a terrorist. They did a bomb blast, 100 people died. Now think from the eye of a terrorist. They are rejoicing in that deed. Great success, great achievement. Now, what is a tragedy for you is a joy for somebody else. So, situation was neutral. I assigned the meaning tragedy, they assigned the meaning joy or success or mission accomplished. So we all give assigned meanings according to our perception. If you have an evolved perspective, then you will not feel anger towards the terrorist. If you're aligned, you will feel compassionate for that terrorist because he's unconscious, he's ignorant, he's still not woken up to his Buddhahood. So you feel ignorant, you feel more compassionate towards it. You feel, oh, this person maybe need help, and more compassion, more love, not anger and hatred. And in spite of that news of that violence, when you feel compassionate for that person, that very violence has become a tool for your alignment. That is an evolved perspective. That is what, when you raise your consciousness quotient, your perspective changes. Now you're looking from the God's eye. Otherwise, you're looking from the eye of a human, from the eye of the human conditioning. But when you raise your consciousness quotient, your perception completely changes. And that event loses its seriousness, its heaviness. And then you can actually focus on what good can you do. Rather than forming an opinion and resisting it, maybe you can help the victims. Maybe you can do something for them. What good came out of just judging the situation and feeling anger and hatred for that person and not doing anything about it? What good came out of it? Did you become a contributor to the world peace, or you became a contributor to the world violence? Because through that violence, you became violent towards yourself. So you added a violent, because you became violent towards you. So you contribute, now you are contributing more to that violence, energetically. If you really want to help, you feel compassionate for the terrorist, but you want to help the victims or their families, and you do something about it. Another ego trait is always wanting. Wanting keeps the ego alive. Ego is never satisfied by the present moment, by what is. Ego says, oh, this is not enough. You want something more. If you are at home, you want to travel. If you are traveling, you are missing home. If you are in a relationship, you feel so uninvolved. If you are single, then you need a relationship. When you had a girlfriend, you said, no, I want to settle. I want some serious person in my life. I want to marry a woman. When you married a woman, now you want a girlfriend. So ego loves to keep wanting, because you are never satisfied with the present thing. You are always wanting now. When you are at home, you feel, oh my God, children are so noisy. When you want to escape. When you are out, now you are missing your children. When you eat too much, you think, oh, how nice is this to be thinner. When you're dieting, now you're missing the food. So ego always prompts you what's missing in your life. It keeps telling you what's missing in your life. And the truth is, there's no problem with those things. There's no problem with the world of things. There's no problem with a good home. Vasna tyago. Vas is your home. Vasna tyago. Vasna tyago. Your attachment to it. That is what you want to leave. People say world is a Maya. According to me, the Maya is not the home. The Maya is not my children. The Maya is my attachment, that unseen identification, that intangible identification with that. When I look myself in them, that is the Maya. Once you drop that, you are free from it. So peace is only non-possession. Peace is only non-possession. You have it, but you don't get in your mind you don't even possess it. You can never be at peace when you possess. Neither your thoughts, neither your action. That's why you have to even let go of the very thought that you possess. That's why we do Anapansati. Even your thoughts do not belong to you. Once we understand from a level of consciousness, we understand that it's a temporary life that I am living. I know that one day my body will be taken away from my soul. Then what will be left of your ego? Who will live your pride? Your children? Your family? Your friends? None. None of them. So it is, you understand the hard fact is that none that you own as your possession has been and will be ever be yours forever. Even when you reborn, even when you come back as a reborn, this will not belong as your creation. Do one thing, work hard, make a lot of money, huge lot of money, and leave it all for your children. One day will die, you leave your body, come back as reborn. Now by the time you are born and when you grow up, maybe you are 20, 25, now the children of your past life, maybe they are 60, 70, now go to them and tell them, बेटा ये जो पैसा है मैंने तेरे लिए छोड़ा था, प्लीज थोड़ा सा हिस्सा मुझे दे दे. पूछ के देखना, वो बोलेगा फुट यहां से, फुक्कड़ कहीं का. So what do you think is yours? No matter how you put your name and tag, it will be no more. There was one a Sufi saint and one king. The king heard that Sufi has nothing. He has nothing, no possessions. But he heard from everybody that he is supremely happy. He is divinely, blissfully happy, joyful. He is ecstatic. But the king, who had so much of wealth and possessions, to wage more war to attach to his kingdom. He said, let me find the secret of when I had so much and I'm not happy, how can somebody not having anything be so happy? The king informed the king sent a messenger to the Sufi, at this much time, this time, the king is going to come and meet you. So be ready. The king came to meet the Sufi. The Sufi was sitting on the floor. Small room, empty room, he was sitting on the floor. The king came inside the room. He thought, might people have informed the Sufi, so there will be proper arrangement for me to sit and everything. So the king asked the Sufi, where is the furniture? Sufi asked, you didn't carry your furniture? King said, but I am only the visitor. The Sufi said, so am I. I am also the visitor on this planet. In this hotel called Earth. So friends, peace is only non-possession. Create them and be ready to release them as well. Don't wait. The moment you create them, be ready to release them as well. Have no possession in thoughts and actions. Not only in action, have no possession in thoughts also. That is what Buddha taught, that is what Mahavir taught. Have no possession in thoughts and actions. That is when you start living from wisdom. That is when even manifestation becomes a journey of joy and freedom. See, if you eat beyond your need, your digestion will be affected. Same way, that is how life is. If you attach to your possessions more than you need, it will infect your peace. Do your part and depart. Know that it's a temporary role I am playing. In this moment of time, on this day, in this period of time, this is the role I am playing. Have no possession with that role. Don't identify with that role so seriously. Ego loves to defer your satisfaction. Ego loves deferred satisfaction. कुछ अच्छा भी हो गया सब चीज नहीं 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 ये गड़बड़ है भी ये चीज हो गया और ये चीज हो जाएगी ना तो लाइफ बढ़िया हो जाएगी. So it keeps deferring your satisfaction. But when you keep doing it again and again, again and again, again and again, it becomes your mental habit. That's why it becomes impossible to experience satisfaction. True wisdom is when you enjoy each moment without waiting for the end. When you don't use this moment as a means to an end. This moment is the end itself. Life is nothing but slices of present moment. The present moment is all you have. Don't make it a means to an end. If you can't be happy and joyful in this moment, you'll not be happy and joyful in the next moment. And if you're not enjoying the present moment, then it's probably not for you. So find satisfaction in the doing. The very act of doing, you should find satisfaction. Instead of looking for the fruits of your action. Wisdom is when your thoughts, remember this, when your thoughts and feelings are no longer trapped in ego. Most of the time, our thoughts and feelings are trapped in our ego, are trapped by our ego. three stages of egoic relationships. In a relationship, it is about wanting, thwarted wanting, and indifference. Again, this is how our relationships is there. We operate our relationship as an egoistic relationship. Either we want it, otherwise we want by threat somehow. Whatever I will do to anger or resentment or blame or complaining so that I get it. And if I still get it, I don't care. I don't care. The hell with you. Indifferent. All are wrong. The opposite of love is not hate, but indifference. Indifference does the biggest harm. Many times we become, if the children are not behaving the way I want them to behave, I become indifferent to my children. But indifference does the biggest harm. We abandon them. You give them time out. That is when they need you the most. Abandonment is pessimism in action. You can never solve the problem. You can never solve the problem by condemning it. Then ego is always governed by fear. The underlying activity that governs all ego is fear. What? Fear of being nobody. Because I came to affirm my existence. I have arrived. But then the fear grips, what if I am nobody? What if fear of death? Fear of non-existence, fear of money. If I have money, if I didn't have money, I wanted the money. I had the fear of lack. When I got money, now I have a fear of losing it. Fear of how others people think about me. Ego loves fame. You seek fulfillment from outside. What is being famous? What is being popular? It is the investment of your ego in others. It is the investment of your ego in others. When they talk good about you, you feel good. So you seek fulfillment from outside, but short-term pain, short-term gain, long-term pain. Then you become more and more unhappy. As a result, you become alienated from your own self. You are sad and unhappy. But your Insta page looks all good and happy. You are depressed, but your Insta page looks oh so popular, so nice, so joyful. So you maintain a facade. And so much of energy is consumed to maintain that facade. And that is when life becomes inauthentic. The outside life is different, but the true life inside is different. You may have gotten the outside success, the so-called success, but it is not giving you fulfillment. Because till you didn't get it, at least you had a hope. That when I'll get it, I will get fulfillment. But after you got that success, and you see, oh my God, I didn't get it. I'm not feeling happy still, I'm not feeling happy. That is when you feel depressed. Because now there's nothing next left. But that could be a trigger for your spiritual awakening. Because this is when you get delusioned. Sometimes depression is helpful. Depression is depressed from the need of acting to do something. Depressed from the compulsion to do something. Because you have done all, but you are still not fulfilled. Now you feel depressed because now you have illusioned, because your illusion is broken. You know, happiness which I was finding in this post or in this fame or this stardom is somehow I'm not feeling it. But that is when the soul is ready for awakening. That is the moment. So that is why when some people say, I am depressed, I see it as an opportunity for their awakening. A bad day for an ego is a good day for the soul. When the ego weeps, what it has lost, the soul rejoices in what it has found. I have been doing a commodity trading since like 25 years, since very beginning when I joined business. And 2012, I thought, oh, when I make so much money, I said, whenever I make so much money, I will stop doing active business and then focus on teaching, because I always wanted to start teaching. I knew that was my calling. But 2012, I made 100 times more money than actually what I thought. So see how ego works. I was spiritual, but then ego tells you, every time in my meditation I think, now I'll wind up all my positions and then I'll start teaching. But the moment you go to office, some people come, you are a king of commodity. You control the market. There's a proposal. If you invest in this commodity, if you do this, this is a demand supply, we can make so much of money. And then you study it, and then you say, oh yes, there's an opportunity. And I'll take some position. So like this, it went on for 5-6 years. Every time in my meditation, my soul will stir me. What are you doing? I know I was not finding satisfaction in it. I was not finding any fulfillment in it anymore. Money making was no more exciting for me. But it was exciting for my ego. That fame, that popularity, that command. And so ego operates from the back door. It's very slyly it operates. 2017, when I was in Pyramid Valley, there was some commodity I was trading, and there was a government policy which all of a sudden changed, and I lost huge money. And I had to compulsorily, it was not even a choice, the exchange unwinded all my positions. Because the government curbed the limit of a quantity in one ID, and the exchange compulsory unwinded all my positions. It was a bad day for ego, but a good day for my soul. I knew this is happening for a reason. I knew sometimes when you become self-made, you get that ego, oh, I am a self-made person. You become very adamant, you become rigid. So you need some strong nudge to wake you up. Universe has its own ways. Because I was not following my soul's plan, my purpose. So ego had to give me that jerk. So no manifestation worked. But I knew that this is for my good. And in the midst of loss, in the midst of huge loss, I felt a sense of freedom. चलो अगर वो कमोडिटी अनवाइंड ही हो गई, अब कुछ बचा ही नहीं, अब जो होना तो हो ही गया, तो अब मेरे हाथ में क्या है? And but I felt a sense of freedom. The soul felt so free. So when the ego weeps what it has lost, the soul rejoices in what it has found. And then I followed my purpose of teaching, and then realized that this is giving me far more fulfillment than I ever got by making money. And this is true richness. True richness is emotional richness. And this is the wealth, this is the permanent which I'll carry to the next lifetime. Not the wealth, not the outside wealth. And then everything start aligning. Everything start aligning with that. Those 5 days, even for business, it was struggle. Because I was not following my passion, following my purpose. So universe gives many hurdles, but I didn't wake up. Then it came with a dagger, strong, big dagger. Then I woke up. And when I started teaching, everything started falling in place. I thought, when I took the first class, I thought 5-6 people will come. When I told my wife, I want to start teaching, can you organize a class for me? She said, how many people do you expect? I said, 100 maybe. She said, I can only promise you 5 people. You see the 5 people sitting here? They will come. I got the registration of 130 people. And only exactly 100 turned up. Because there were chairs for only 100 people. And exact 100. And this was a sign from the universe. So when you protect your purpose will protect you. The whole universe conspires to make it happen for you. Then it is not your will. Now it is, when your will matches with the will of the divine, then it is a part of the divine plan. It is not your plan. You only become an instrument in the service of that plan. And you know it's not you who are doing. It is the divine acting through you who is doing what you're doing. And when you feel that, you can't help but feel more humble. Because you know it was not your real mehnat. You know how much little effort you put, but how much bigger result you got. Then you know it is not your mehnat. You can't help but feel humble. And in awe and wonderment of the divine plan. And that is when the surrender comes to you. Ego always resists present moment. The only thing that ego do not want is the present moment. Ego and present moment is the enemy. कुत्ते बिल्ले की लड़ाई है, सांप नेवले की लड़ाई है. Ego in the present moment, ego loves to make you feel uneasy, boredom, anxiety, restlessness, dissatisfaction. So the present moment is ego's greatest enemy. You'll start worrying about something. But the truth is, worry pretends to be necessary, but serves no useful purpose. It makes you believe. और ऐसा हो रहा है तो it is natural ना, फिर चिंता होना तो भाई ये तो natural बात है. But so worry pretends to be necessary, but serves no useful purpose. Ego makes you believe that it is necessary for you to worry. It is right for you to worry. And that, because you resist present moment, that becomes your relationship with time. Every time you are postponing something, postponement becomes your happiness. But life experience only happens in present moment. Remember, today is the tomorrow. Today is the tomorrow you dreamt about yesterday. Right? But the tomorrow which I dreamt about yesterday, I can only experience, will only come in a form of today. And I can only experience that today in a form of present moment. So that means life is nothing but slices of present moment. So friends, the power is always in the now. This moment is all that you have. And it doesn't get better than this moment. Time does not exist beyond the realm of human mind. Remember this, time does not exist beyond the realm of human mind. Beyond your experience in this present moment, nothing else exists. But we are living in a culture which is hypnotized by the illusion of time, in which the so-called present moment is felt as nothing but a means to the future. So you're always in a waiting room. Happiness is, happiness अंदर है, but you are in a waiting room. And the whole life goes in waiting कि कल आएगी, कल ये हो जाएगा तो हम खुश होंगे. बट कल जब वो हो गया तो फिर नई चीज पैदा होगी. नहीं, अब ये होएगा तो खुश हो जाएंगे. So you keep postponing your happiness, and that has become your relationship with time. I told you, there are only two types of dissatisfaction. You are wanting something and not getting it. But the bigger is, you are wanting something and then getting it. Because even if you're getting it, you're not happy. So you get bigger dissatisfaction. So now you want something more bigger. Now you plan something more bigger. And then again life goes in wanting that. So the whole life goes in wanting and waiting. Three years back, I was in Europe for a family holiday. Outside the bar, there was one board which was there. There was a handwritten. It was handwritten, free beer tomorrow. I thought, okay, tomorrow I'll go, I'll get free beer. Next day I went, again it was same thing was written, free beer tomorrow. So our whole life is like that, free beer tomorrow. Okay, so let's break it, and then maybe we'll continue tomorrow. You'll get a free beer tomorrow. Tomorrow, enlightenment is guaranteed, okay?
Hello.
Remember, I said tomorrow.
Hello.
Okay, so thank you so much, friends. Thank you for your time and attention. Really, I'm so grateful for the gift of your attention. I saw everybody was so attentive, so I said I can pull little more. So, 9 o'clock? Okay, done. So let's come back at 9.
Now it is me time, free time, and dinner time for all of us. And dinner is served at Coconut Grove. Anybody wants to know where exactly, there are volunteers, they will guide you where to proceed for our dinner. And we are coming here at 9 p.m. And humble request to all of you to please carry your belongings, kits back with you, because we need this space for Sufi whirling. So this will be cleared. Okay? So see you all back here at 9 p.m. sharp. Thank you.